Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try to run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
Ago that never fade away, and I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on a midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song, in the old neighborhood. As the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. It's been a long while, ladies and gentlemen, but we are gonna kick off right where we stopped at. I want to welcome all of you again. Audrey in the house, Kung Fu Fanta, AB, Charlie, El Euro, and everyone that I didn't mention. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, just as you see the title, it's a question. Are South Africans xenophobic? And also, I'm going to talk about the history of xenophobia. We're going to also talk about Ghana taking South Africa to the ICC. Is that in the spirit of Pan-Africanism? Is this the end of Pan-Scamism? Because when you look at it, South Africa seemed to be the country where every African, all the African countries want to go and practice Pan-Africanism at. And we're going to take a good look at Ghana, since Ghana is the first Black country that received independence, the speech that was given. And then we're going to assess Ghana against that. We're going to look at, is Ghana, the government of Ghana, which is separate from the people, are they using quote unquote Pan-Africanism, as a way of control, as a way of popularizing themselves, as a way of having nothing to sell to Black countries other than empty platitudes? Because if you look at it, 1957, that's when Ghana received independence. And I'm going to take people back to memory lane. Because you see, this South African quote unquote xenophobia. Have you guys noticed it is only in South Africa where the same actions that take place in other countries But in South Africa, it's called xenophobia. But I'm going to break it all down today. And we're not going to even hit Nigeria because you see, Nigeria seems to be the people that bring the problem wherever they go. They start this xenophobia there, quote unquote. And even in South Africa, all these other black countries, as far as I follow, they are pointing fingers at Nigerians and Zimbabwe people. But that's not the topic here today. Today, we want to break down why is Ghana suing South Africa? What is that all about? Okay, they said xenophobia. So we're going to look at South Africa's history of xenophobia. Because, okay, before we go there, I'm going to take you back to 1957. Because I noticed that even in the conversations, there are many people, like people from Nigeria and Ghana, they would say to South Africans that they said they helped South Africans be free. But most of us, we just cruise past it. So at some point, it started looking like, okay, these people are trying to one up these South Africans. They are trying to hold this over their head. Now it's become a blackmail, right? So I'm going to hit on that. Look, let's call a spade if we're watching. Please make sure you hit the like so that, this can reach all the people. So we are in a different era, okay? This is why we're going back to the first Black African country that received their independence, which is Ghana. So we're going to go back and see what was Ghana like. Can you compare the leader who took Ghana to independence to what we are seeing today? Are they pulling people's leg to try to ride the coattail of Kwame Nkrumah? We would uncover all of that. But one thing is for sure, the South Africans have sent the message that, look, we want to be Pan-African, but they want everyone to go be Pan-African in their country. The South Africans, they said that they also would love to be able to visit these countries, fellow, African countries, and get the same amenities, the same infrastructure. That's not a hard thing to ask for. But when it first started many years back, before a lot of people were hip to it, the propaganda spread fast online. It started saying South Africans are xenophobic, but a lot of people outside did not know what was going on in South Africa. So they used these shaming tactics against the Black South Africans, then they backed down. Every couple of years, it happened again, and it never picked up traction. But this time around, they formed different groups called Matcha Match, the Dudula movement, and there's a couple of them. They seem very well coordinated, and we would get to that. The first thing they did, I don't know what went on in South Africa. I don't know how far they were pushed, but I can assure you, the xenophobia wording, it means nothing to them. It's just like how the people throw racism, like the card. They know it makes no sense. They know it. So they don't care. So that they destroyed the Nigerian propaganda on the xenophobia. And then Ghana enters the scene. Then they switch it to Afrophobia. So that's what we're going to talk about. So let us go back to 1957 when Ghana first received their independence. Here is the rare footage. Here is Ghana. Here we go. Fair use.
On nations, they will not be recognized. And until the nations are free, they will not have peace. That is why the people shout for freedom.
At long last, the battle has ended.
Did you guys catch what Kwame Nkrumah just said there? He said, at long last, the battle has ended. This is Ghana's independence day, March 6th, 1957. So Ghana was the first Black African country that received their independence. So I'm taking you back to the beginning of Black African countries getting their independence. During that era, the mindset and today's mindset and the people who don't want you to realize that the world have completely changed. So Africans in West Africa especially are being forced to wake up. And if I can help in that, I'm more than happy to. But this era have ran its course completely. It's ran its course. All that Pan-African thing is gone. If you don't believe me, I'm gonna let this play a little bit so you guys hear what Kwame Nkrumah said in his speech versus the people today who are telling you they're Pan-Africans, what they speak of. I'm talking about the African leaders, even Ghana's own current president. Compare him to those people.
And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
All right. You guys seen and heard that? That was what Kwame Nkrumah said in 1957. Said there's a new African in the world, and he said he's proving that this African, the black man, can run his own affairs. This was in 1957. These black South Africans were in apartheid, which I don't know why people throw it in their face. It's no different than other black countries, Africans, we were all like colonized, okay? Colonized. But Kwame Nkrumah also went on to say, Ghana's independence would not mean anything if the rest of the other black African countries, have no independence, which is true because Ghana would have been solely on its own, and the independence really wouldn't mean much because they don't have partners. They cannot interact with the other Africans because those other nations were not free. But prior to that, Nigerians, especially mostly was the Yorubas. Back then it was the Yorubas who traveled to Ghana. And, they've been there way before even independence, like in the 1930s. They went there back then during the colonial era even. Ghana's economy was doing really well, even under the white people, because they produced cocoa. So the Nigerians moved over there. They invested in the cocoa farming over there. So let me show you now, because Ghana is suing South Africa for xenophobia. So some videos started circulating. So I don't know if Ghanaians know that people know about this, because the Ghanaians only tell one side of the story about what happened to them. So, like, I'm sure most of you have heard of uh, Ghana Must Go, right? It did happen, but there was something else that happened before Ghana Must Go. So that's what I'm going to break down today. Because I noticed online, many young Ghanaians don't even know about this story. They confidently believe that South Africa is in fact xenophobic. They can sue South Africa and they will go and win. But they don't understand that it would be hard to point fingers at South Africa and call them xenophobic. So let me show you, Ghana was prosperous back then. So all these things that you are seeing, saying, oh, the foreigners must go and all this stuff, it is people from poor countries that are getting kicked out. Let's just be real. It's about economy. It's about economy, nothing else. Let me show you when Ghana was prosperous, right? Here. So this were the 60s, they weren't doing bad. Their economy was good, which drew in a lot of Nigerians, like I said. So now let's see what happened. Something happened shortly after Ghana's independence. The revolutionary hero, Kwame Nkrumah, was removed in a coup in 1966. So he was in exile in Guinea. That's a whole different story. But long story short, the independent Ghana was short-lived under Kwame Nkrumah, because the economic progress that Ghana, I know some people like to turn it into to say coons versus, like Kwame Nkrumah is the man, the other people are coons. But that's not how it is. It's about economy once again. Economy. When the economy is prosperous, the people are going to be happy. But shortly after Kwame Nkrumah, first he was prime minister, then president, under Kwame Nkrumah, the price of cocoa started dropping. So the price wasn't favorable to Ghanaians. So slowly they started feeling the pain. But it moved on a few years later, and let's find out within a short period of time what happened. Because when Ghana shows up to court, they are going to show Ghana this footage in front of the whole world. They are going to show the footage to Ghana and say, Ghana, is this not you? Here we go. Let me show you what happened in Ghana in 1969. The same thing they're accusing the South Africans of. Just like Ghana is the first country to receive its independence, it went on to become the first country. Well, I'm not gonna ruin it. I'll let you guys watch the footage and see if Ghana has a case or not. Here we go.
He came to power in September 1969, few days before Oktoberfest 1969. Remember, Oktoberfest is always a holiday in Nigeria, the day Nigerians celebrate their independence. But in that particular year of 1969, Nigerians couldn't celebrate their independence on Oktoberfest. It happened that before he became the prime minister, Ghana was the biggest exporter of cocoa in the whole world, and the cocoa farmers in Ghana were making good profits. By 1954, the price of 1 kilogram of cocoa was about $1.60. The price had gone 4 times higher than the 39 cents per kilogram it was in 1949. Due to this development, Ghana had a stable economy, and some people from other parts of Africa began to travel to Ghana for a better life. Remember, Ghana got her independence in 1957. By then, the price of cocoa was still high. In that 1957, Nigeria was still under colonial rule, so people in Ghana then had more freedom.
So you see that. So that's Kwame Nkrumah right there. So Ghana, like I said, was enjoying economic prosperity. And Orbis said, Africa was the whole of Africa support South Africa. Look, they stood in solidarity with South Africa. Solidarity and support are two completely different things. There were no African countries that sent men to go join Nsizwe Nkonto, which is the ANC armed wing. So if any country didn't do that or bring them in to train on your soil, you can't really say you supported them. You stood in solidarity with them. And the African countries that stood in solidarity, that was great. That was great, But even during apartheid, the Black South Africans, don't forget, was still, for example, when Tanganyika back then, called Tanzania, when they were fighting for their independence, and when they gain it, the white nurses, because the white people were running the hospitals there, and like they quit in protest because they are like, okay, you people want to want your own government, we're gonna quit. So the Tanzanians back then they didn't have many educated people at all. So South Africa have been under colonization, since in the mid 1600s. Don't forget that. So just because you heard about apartheid that came in 1948, it doesn't mean like the South Africans were like slaves in chains, where no, they are very educated. Don't forget Mandela. Mandela was a lawyer. So it doesn't mean they were not educated. They were educated. They still had a lot of educated people. They were the workforce also. Don't forget that. So when the white people quit, and left the hospitals empty in Tanganyika, now Tanzania, it was the ANC, the Black South Africans, they pulled out their nurses from South Africa. They're South African ANC members. Mind you, they were not free, and smuggled those nurses into Tanzania to go help the Tanzanians. They did this in Kenya also, and several other African countries. I'm just telling you what actually happened, not just the hype. There were many countries, including white people, who have helped South Africans, but that doesn't mean that you get to go live with them. Anyways, let me continue with this.
Than people in Nigeria. But by 1961, something dramatic happened. The price of cocoa suddenly fell from the $1.60 it was in 1954 to 45 cents per kilogram in 1961. It was not expected to happen by the time it did, but because when the price of cocoa was high in
Did you guys remember when I said most of these countries, their economy was better when the white people were in charge? People told me, man, quit being a coon. You want the white people to be in charge. You're hearing this yourself. You're hearing this. The Ghanaians were prosperous. In fact, Ghanaians back then, they were so prosperous they could buy a Nigerian. Why do you think Nigerians worship Ghana? You know, it's from that time when the Ghanaians were the Nigerians' master. This is why the Nigerians are still kind of pissed off at this. You see? But the the Ghanaians were so prosperous they could even buy Nigerians. Yes, that's how things were. So, but let's continue here.
1954, more Ghanaians moved into cocoa farming. The same thing happened in Brazil. There were more cocoa farmers because of the high profits from the business. Back then, Brazil was the world's second biggest producer of cocoa in those days, behind Ghana, while Nigeria was the third biggest producer of cocoa. So, due to the increase in the production of cocoa, as a result of the rise in price, instead of the price level to continue to be high, the price dropped because the supply of cocoa in the global market became higher than the demand for cocoa. The farmers began to face huge losses. This also means that the economy of these countries would suffer some setbacks. By 1966, the economic condition in Ghana began to get worse than expected. Even the citizens of other African countries who had moved into Ghana for a better life started thinking twice. Most of them had to leave the farming of cocoa and tried engaging in other business activities. Some
Did you guys hear this? So, Ghana was a spot to be. Because you see, Ghana was they just inherited, the white economy. Have you noticed? But they went ahead and just say, white people gotta go. It's not Black South Africans' fault that you got rid of your experts. But you see, the white people left within short time, the money dropped, and life started, getting tough. So here we go.
sold their farms to join other business ventures. Those who had nothing to sell became jobless. There was a high unemployment level and crime rate increased. The prices of food items went up. Things began to move from bad to worse in Ghana.
The woman on the right has brought a lorry load of tomatoes from Accra. The three women arguing with her are the Tomato Association's price fixers.
So you see, in West Africa, in Ghana, Nigeria, even Gambia, they don't know that these tapes exist. The 60s, that wasn't even that long ago. But if you, like, for instance, I heard someone mentioning this to a Ghanaian on TikTok, and the Ghanaian was like, well, 1969, that's a long time, let's forget that. I was like, buddy, do you know that, like, your president is trying to claim reparation for slavery? That's over 400 years ago. But we'll get to that here shortly. So yeah, things started getting bad, and it started going straight to the local markets. So that's how things start spreading, saying, okay, these foreigners that are here are a problem, especially if they are committing crimes. So here we go. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what mostly ends up being the case.
By 1969, there was a general election. That was the year Kofi Busia became the Prime Minister of Ghana. He promised to change the condition of the country. One of those decisions he took was to push out every non-Ghana citizen.
So you see, these were the white people of Ghana. You see how Ghana got rid of their white people right here? You see that? You see how nice and clean the place was with their nice cars? Yeah. Yeah, their white people built that. So it's like, if they were smart, they could have just continued being friends with the white people and let the white people keep building. And this is what I said in several interviews. But people, they are all in their feelings, But now, look at them now. Look at them, all of them. running over where the white people stayed at, South Africa. And then they try to guilt trip the South Africans. Oh, the white people own most of the land. You that owns all of your land, what did you do with it? You own all of it, but you cannot attract people to come. And this is going for all the West Africans that was saying this to the South Africans. I'm just trying to, paint a practical paint for you, because the rest of the world is looking at you like, okay, you said all this about these people, but why are you chasing behind them? You are going out of your way to go live where they are. Do you guys see how this doesn't make sense? So, but here we go.
Those from other African countries who were living in Ghana, especially those without proper residency documents, because as of then, most Ghanaian citizens were already complaining that the few available jobs were being taken over by these non-citizens of Ghana who had moved into the country when the economy was good. Out of the total of about 200,000 people that was mandated to leave Ghana, 191,000 of them were Nigerians.
So, are you guys hearing this? So, things got bad. And mind you, this was sanctioned by Ghana's own government. So, Ghana is trying to, so the way they did it, they brought in two people to sue, to go to the ICC. But ordinary people, they're going to throw that case out. It's not going to work. And we'll get to all the stops that, the Ghanaian president pulled. And this is for all Africans to wake up, and I'm going to also tell you why these presidents are doing what they are doing, why they are panicking. I'm going to tell you this because there is something they don't want the youth, like the young youth in Ghana and Nigeria, to know. Because you see, the Nigerians are getting kicked out of plenty of countries. They are being banned, right? But the Nigerian government, for the longest, what they can rely on is to count on Nigerians just dreaming about leaving the country. And this is not only Nigeria, most of the countries, in West Africa, especially the English. But now, South Africa is the last hope. Is the last hope. They want to be able to have South Africa, all these young Africans to go to South Africa. But if the South Africans are saying, no, you can't come here. So pretty soon, even though the Nigerians, some of them commit crimes in places whatsoever, but they're going to start asking questions like, okay, what is our government doing for us? They're going to start asking this question. And they are pissed because South Africans are able to pressure their government. So both Ghana's government and Nigeria have to pretend to be in solidarity with their people. But now the dust is settling and the questions are going to be asked. Don't you think, especially Ghanaians, don't you think it's in the back of their mind? They're going to ask these questions like, okay, why are these South Africans able to pressure their government? They're going to start asking these questions. They're going to start saying, I thought you guys said this, the Black South Africans are powerless. Why are they able to pressure their government to do what they want? So that's what, Ghana and Nigeria is trying to do. But I'm gonna get to that part. Let's finish, the 1969 Nigeria must go.
Gave them 2 weeks to leave Ghana or be arrested, starting from 19th November 1969 to December 2nd, 1969, a total of 14 days. The announcement came like a shock and a joke until it became serious.
Have you already done so, sir?
We have already taken steps, yes.
191,000.
So South Ghanaians that like to insult Ramaphosa and the South Africans. Remember this video before you insult them. Your president. I mean, pretty much because what he is ordering today, people call it xenophobia. So this is state sanctioned.
Nigerians left the country within that short notice. And the biggest challenge was that those who had some properties couldn't sell them before they left. The ones who were able to sell sold them at a very low price.
Did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch that? They gave them very short notice. They couldn't sell their properties, and the ones that sold is cheaper. Are you guys seeing? Are you guys hearing some familiarity here? Okay, let's continue.
They had to sell at any amount, because if you failed to sell, your nearest Ghanaian neighbor would be waiting for you to leave the country, and the property becomes his or her own, even though.
Did you guys hear this? Okay.
Those who had proper documents also considered leaving, because staying behind means staying in hardship. But unfortunately, going to Nigeria means going into war, because during that time, Nigeria was fighting the Biafra War.
So there was war in Nigeria, and they still sent them back. So I'm just trying to get Africans, let's just be honest with one another. If we're talking about African unity, I mean, you must know, like, it has to be built on truth. Like, do Africans have to go back to the table and have some type of understanding? Like, when they say unity, what do you really mean by that? Does that mean, like, if I'm eating good in my house, like, you and your whole clan can, you know, move in and feel like just because my house is nice and I'm eating good, now you get to come and live there and eat with me? Is that what this is? You know, because, you know, that's what South Africa is going through. Oh yeah, you're right. The war was on one side. SS77 said, "Oh, Gambia is the new diaspora." Oh man, yeah, Nigerians, that's their second home. They've Gambia is their second home. So nothing new there.
Move on, move on.
While he was making this announcement, he never thought that the Nigerian government would ever have a plan for him. Remember, this was at a time when Nigeria was facing the Biafra War, which lasted from 1967 to 1970. And in that 1969, when he took this decision, the Nigeria-Biafra War was in a critical stage, and that alone was a bigger challenge to Nigeria. Sending in more citizens into the country was like adding another trouble to what the country was already facing. It can be a security threat. You may never know who is.
All right. So you've seen and heard that. That's what happened in 1967. But also, some of you might ask, Afridamus, why is Ghana being brought into this? Good question. So something happened. So usually when we hear about the xenophobia, it is generally Nigerians that would claim, you know, to be the victim. It's usually Nigerians. But Ghanaians, we've never heard. Up until now, let's show what triggered, how Ghana entered this battle, this quote-unquote xenophobia battle. So the video we just saw, the documentary. So when the Nigerians got kicked out, I mean, it's not only Nigerians, other West Africans, Burkina Faso, you know, Ghana, they kicked out their neighbors and Togolese and stuff, right? So is that xenophobia or is that Pan-Africanism? But are you guys seeing in the center of this, there's always one person there. The Nigerians seem to be at the center of it. So, Aunt Nam said Ghana were the originator of xenophobia in Africa. Well, they are the first Black African country that kicked out other Black Africans. Even the colonialists never did that. So now let's look at how Ghana entered this round of quote unquote xenophobia.
Nigerians and
No, that's in Ghana. Wrong video. Hold on. Wrong video. Give me a moment here. No, but anyways, what happened in South Africa is they stopped a guy, and the guy happened to be a Ghanaian. That was when they were doing their, I think, the Dudula people marching. So they asked him for his document. He showed them a paper. I guess that's how they do it in South Africa. So they looked at it and they were like, okay, how did you get this paper? And clearly, I'm gonna look for the video, but you can see that apparently Ghana and South Africa is visa free, but it's like tourism visa. You know, like they can visit each other's country for tourism. And you guys know, tourist visa anywhere is not migration visa. You're supposed to, go, spend money, enjoy the place, and leave. But a lot of other people take advantage of that. And I mean, this is not only Ghanaians, even other countries, if there's that opportunity, they'll take it. But the bottom line is, generally the South Africans have no problems with Ghana. I mean, they are tight, in fact, to a point where it's visa free between them. So that goes to show, the level of friendship and respect their governments and people have for each other. But now, when they stopped this guy, it's not like these people were going around saying, "Oh, we're looking for a Ghanaian." They probably thought he was a Nigerian, but they just told the guy, "Hey, actually, let me look for that video because I want you guys to see it." So they asked the guy. He showed them the paper. So he was supposed to leave the country and come back. I guess that's how they do it. But this guy never did that. Okay, here's the video. Let me play it. Give me a moment.
Continent. This thing of you guys moving from one country to the other, it's no longer working. We don't want this as African people anymore. We are tired of seeing African migrants moving all over the world, refusing to fix your own countries. Now we're making it very clear to you guys, Utitina, we don't want you here. We want you to fix your countries. Now you came here with a traveling document. You came with a passport. You know that you are a visitor, but now you decided to come and integrate in our communities. You know very well that what you have done is wrong.
How many children do you have here?
We can come to Ghana and do what you're doing.
Passport.
Eh? Now you are carrying your baggage. It's 11 a.m. You were supposed to be fighting the government of Ghana there to ensure that they are getting things right.
No, there's no fight in Ghana. You must fight what they do.
where's your papers?
Passport.
Passport.
Where's the passport?
Take it out.
Let me see your passport. Let me see. Luna. Okay, tell me, who's the police officer that you are bribing to certify these things for you? Baba, let me tell you, I'm not foolish. These things, let me tell you, you know by law you're not supposed to certify as an immigrant. You're not allowed to certify your passport.
No.
Okay, why do you certify your passport in a foreign land? Okay. Let's just start there. Why do you certify your passport in a foreign land?
You see, it was raining.
You guys now go Facebook.
It was raining these days. And when you go out with the passport, sometimes it gets spoiled. That is why I satisfy it so that it won't spoil.
Baba, Ghana don't do that.
Okay.
Ghana don't do that.
All right, sharp.
Ghana
Let me
is
show
the
you.
only African country that is.
Let me show you that when you are abusing our
thing.
systems, On the 10th of
home.
April, again, the 10th of April, you entered your country when? The very same day you came back when? Yeah, it's a proof. Yeah, proof.
Okay, so the distance between Ghana and South Africa is, I mean, South Africa is all the way on the tip of the coast. Ghana is in West Africa. So what they're saying here, so this guy is claiming he left South Africa, according to the paper. He left South Africa like today and then come right back the next day. So, and already he's admitted to being illegal in the country, right? So this video is what, started like Ghanaian losing it, over this video. But here, let's hear his side.
Yeah, the proof.
That crocodile can't go.
You went to Ghana on the 10th, and then you came back.
No,
Because here it says you exited Ghana to South Africa. When? Here it says you entered, here you exited. And it's the same date. It's the 10th of April, 10th of April.
This stamp you got there in Elop Street on the street. This is where you got the stamp. Oh, they've got a connection here.
no.
I am telling you, that's where they buy it from.
They're fixing this continent. This
Okay. So you guys seen that, right? So the guy, clearly the paperwork, is not straight. The paperwork is not straight. So that triggered a wave of anger right away from, plenty of Ghanaians. So I saw like this one video, a Ghanaian guy, he went off on South Africans. Here we go.
Listen to what Kevin Taylor said to South Africans. Let's listen.
The foolishness in the eyes of you South Africans, thinking that you know more than anybody, but you're the most daft people on this planet. Very lazy people, ignorant people who don't want to educate yourselves. If you decide to retaliate, do you think your people will survive? Your people stay in cages and call it sheds. They are lazy. They drink like mad people. They rape your women and are lazy to work. People come to your country to build your economy, and you think you can set your human dogs on the street to go after hard-working Africans who are living legitimately in your lazy country. How many of you work? You are the most laziest people on this planet. You live like dogs. When you people wanted power from the white man, you were walking around like dogs seeking the help of other Africans. The white South African will always control you. The government of Ghana is not like you people. Stupid South Africans who have not been to school before in their life and don't know their left from right. Animals hunting other human beings because in their head somebody came to their country.
All right. So you guys seen and heard that. Yo, Nana, welcome to the Afridamus report. Nana, today I'm analyzing, the steps that your government is taking against South Africa, and yeah. But guys, are you seeing? So the previous video I showed you, that's what triggered this guy. So mind you, I told you how South Africa is where all the Africans want to go and do Pan-Africanism. So South Africa have no visa with Ghana, showing that, they respect each other. So from this video, imagine this man, he's now accusing all South Africans and calling them animals, as you guys can hear that. It didn't stop there. Others continue. So Ghana decided, they said, oh, we're going to evacuate our people. So the South Africans said, oh, Ghana is overreacting, right? Which South Africans, they themselves, they made it clear. They said, Ghana, they have no problem with Ghanaians. Ghana is not their target. They said they have problems with Nigerians. So while this is happening, the Nigerians were in the corner hiding. You see, the Nigerians are like, oh, thank God, Oga, we got break, But you see, Nigeria, they are very smart people. But the Ghanaians, The Ghanaians are also smart. They know each other's intelligence level. You see, in the beginning, Ghana was moving, alone by themselves. So they said, oh, we're going to evacuate our people. And what that showed, eventually, what that showed was Ghana's government it shows that they are reactive people. But you that's watching outside, you think the Ghanaian government is reactive. No, 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 no. You, the regular Ghanaian citizen, the ones that were upset, you are the one that is reactive. You don't know what is going on. You think that Ghanaian president is dumb? You think a black one is dumb? Because you notice how they would deliberately ignored, everything and escalated. And people like, man, why is Ghana why are the Ghanaians, government escalating this? They started saying people, they killed our people, blah, blah, blah. But no, there's been talks from when the current president of Ghana, Mahama, came into office. He wants, because the Ghanaian people, they are saying, according to Mahama and the government, there's a South African gold mining company in Ghana. So their contract was coming up. But you see, Ghana needs a lot of money. Ghana is no longer going to be relying on cocoa. So the price of gold went up. This is why Ghana is doing good. But they also want to take that gold mine from that South African company and keep it. That would help them, boost them more. So that fight have been going on, that push and pull underneath. That's been happening. So I'm just telling you how international politics work. And also the people that think that this is about Pan-Africanism, I hate to tell you, I'm here to break it down to you that that's not what it is. Have you ever seen Nigerian officials talk Pan-Africanism? Have you ever heard them? In fact, what the Nigerian Senate, what they did, the usual Nigerian thing, they think they can intimidate South Africa. Because you see, Nigeria, at this point, they realize they are, when they used to say, I'm the giant of Africa, they realize South Africa is the real giant because they got infrastructure, they got the money, they got the standing in the world, right? So Nigeria could not even make it to the World Cup. They think we forgot, right? So the Nigerian Senate, they even made it worse. So when Ghana was quieting things out, I think the Nigerians, some of their senators went and watched TikTok videos because, now they don't read books. They go and watch TikTok video. Then they went into the Nigerian Senate and repeating what they heard on TikTok. One of the Nigerian senators, he got up and said, they are going to seize MTN from the South Africans. So now the Nigerians are not denying that their people are doing illegal things in South Africa, but they want to strong arm South Africans and say, because you have MTN here and you're employing our people and paying taxes, now you should allow our criminals also to come and live in your country. Because they started saying, oh, these South Africans are lazy. They don't want to work. Okay, you're the one living in Nigeria. Have you seen Nigeria compared to South Africa? So that propaganda failed. They started saying, oh, the South Africans are jealous because they are there to take their women. So Nigerians started exposing themselves. I'm like, if I were if I were the South Africans, which I know they're thinking right now, you know they've secretly banned Nigerians. So you are telling me you are secretly leaving your countries to come and steal our women, you know, justifying what they've been accused of. But this is not about Nigeria. We're talking about Ghana. So Ghana is going for the real giant of Africa, because you see, Ghana is trying to be recognized as the big boy of Africa. That's what's happening. So the Nigerians, no matter what, they are standing their ground. You know, they are happy that Ghana is doing this, but they're not gonna say much. They're not gonna say much out in the open. Because you know why? Here's why. Let me before we get to that. Ghana evacuated the first batch. I think they said 300 people or so. And out of those 300, only 10 were in South Africa legally. So the Ghanaian government negotiated it, you know, to allow those people to leave. So they evacuated them because, you know, in South Africa, under their law, if you go, you know, if you come there into their country and become illegal, let's say you go there as a tourist or a visitor, they give you 6 months visa and you overstayed, you become illegal. You cannot just, for example, you can't just walk up and leave South Africa. You know, when you come to the airport, they would have to charge you. Okay? They would have to charge you money, you see, just like they do in various, you know, various countries. Even Nigeria does that. Did you guys remember I did a show here one time? The black lady, one of the FBA ladies that went to Nigeria. I guess she's married to a Nigerian, and she stayed there for, you know, past the amount of time she was allowed to stay. On her way out, the Nigerian immigration stopped her, and she recorded it and posted it. But in Nigeria too, that's the law. So the Ghanaian government negotiated for them to allow these people to leave. But when they left, the Ghanaian foreign minister, Mr. Ablakwa, you know, made this speech when they arrived in Ghana. Okay, let's hear what Mr. Ablakwa said.
The government of Ghana has decided that we are not going to sit back without any effort in attempting to secure compensation for those of you who have lost your properties, lost your assets, lost your businesses, your shops, and what have you. So we are putting together legal processes that we will activate to ensure that those properties you invested in, and some of you, your life savings, you have worked for more than 2 decades, 3 decades, to put together businesses that were thriving. We are going to make sure that we go all out to obtain compensation.
All right. So you guys seen and heard that. Ablakwa said he is gonna go all the way out. Like Ghana is, so that's off of that one video. So since then, things have progressed. So Ghana went to ECOWAS, you know, which is shocking. I didn't even know, you know, ECOWAS, you know, have any power these days. But Ghana went to ECOWAS and they said they got support from ECOWAS. Then they said they're gonna go to the AU. Clearly, right? from how all these other African leaders, they are muted, right? So clearly Ghana's case is not going to go anywhere. But the fake Pan-Africanism that Africans were holding each other on is dead and gone. Is dead and gone for good. Do you think South Africa is going to trust Ghana ever again? They're not going to. They're not going to trust Ghana, and certainly not Nigeria. But okay, I take that back, because something else happened, which is weird. I don't know what kind of, maybe South Africa is playing 3D chess whatsoever, but South Africa published their list of, countries, people that can come visit, that, can go to South Africa visa free. So Ghana is still on the list. Ghana is still allowed to visit, still visa free. Nigeria is not on there. So the Nigerians are online, they are crying. So their president and their people, their Senate, we don't have proof yet, but I'm going to put the link in the chat shortly so people can come and join it. So the Nigerians are fighting in South Africa. They said they are not going to leave South Africa. Yes. They said they are begging the South Africans. They said they don't want to leave. So when you look at it, in the grand scheme of things, what I have just summarized here, Ghana and Nigeria both took their xenophobia spirit from West Africa, and they went and battled this out in South Africa. That's what you are seeing. Because I've shown you Ghana kicking out Nigerians and others. And Nigeria also did it to Ghana. They retaliated. So that's why I said they brought the spirit there. So South Africa is a baby in this. It's a baby in this. So there is no Pan-Africanism. This is why, for example, the Western ones, even when you look at it, even the beef that, like the blacks are coming saying the things they are saying, started with Nana Akufo. You guys remember that? And then now, Muhammad talking about reparation, that also is another tension. That's a whole different topic. So what the South Africans are doing, in a way, is a good thing. They are saying, go back and fix your countries. Since you guys said you had independence, and this is including all the West African countries, because I don't want someone to be like, man, Afridanos, what about Gambia? Gambia too. Because I'm pretty sure they are one of the countries that is supporting Ghana in ECOWAS. I'm pretty sure, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. I can see if it's based in truth, no problem. But look at what is happening in Libya. Do you guys know, as we speak, in Libya, that they are selling West Africans as slaves? As we speak, like literally, this is happening. But none of these leaders, they've never tabled something on ECOWAS and take it to the AU and say, hey, look, man, we've abolished slavery. We've abolished slavery, so Libya is messing up. We should form an alliance against Libya because they are selling our people. Nobody is saying this. No one is saying this. But for South Africa, they all united against South Africa. You have even Congo. I've seen some of the Congolese people also calling South Africans xenophobes. But did you guys know Congo expelled Africans too? Back in the days, Congo did it, Angola did it, Gabon did it, Uganda did it. So what are people talking about? So I'm gonna show you one quick tape of about the Ghana must go, because I don't want people to be like, no, you didn't show what Nigeria did, you just said it. So you will see that they took the xenophobia spirit to South Africa. And they, it's like they mess up the spirit of these innocent people. This innocent, I know some of you are going to say they're not innocent, but they are innocent because you know why? They stay in their country. I'm not saying South Africans are saints, but I don't know of a country where they said a bunch of South Africans go there and they're accused of doing X, Y, and Z. Whatever they're doing, whatever they're, like people say they're lazy, their laziness, whatever, all of that, guess what? They do it in South Africa. Because that's where they're from. You see? So the ones that received independence early, you guys heard this South African woman. She's like, you guys, running around, leaving your countries, we got to stop that. So, yeah, things, because South Africa exposed it to show that, there's a problem in West Africa. That's what they showed. And also, how do you think, the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, or other West African citizens who are currently slaves in Libya, the footages are all over. Nobody came to rescue them, but they said they are going to go rescue people from South Africa. They are saying these people were businessmen, business owners in South Africa, but they could not even purchase tickets on their own. They had to wait for the government to buy tickets for them. Come on, people. Start thinking. Start thinking. And also, Ghana and South Africa have visa free. So there's no reason for a Ghanaian to apply for asylum in South Africa. You guys get this? So that's what is happening. But let's look at, what happened in Ghana must go. Then I'll drop the link here.
Buhari and Idi Abon can't drive us for Ghana must go. So that Ghana must go was so strict to extent that Buhari was announced in the radio station. Anybody sees that you harbor any Ghanaians or any aliens in your house, in your company, they will seize your company or they seize your house, because all of them were afraid. So because of that, we're ready to go. How can we go? Okay, one day we did Ajawa State. We group ourselves Ghanaians. How we go? Where we go? Hide. Some people say let's go Abeokuta. So Kwara State, some push they there. Police come surround us. They carry us in Ghanaians.
So guys, I know some people like Antnam. He's over here getting triggered. But Antnam, this is a education moment, because think about it. Like, this is wild. And I know a lot of these other West Africans, other Black Africans, they know that South Africans are correct. They are right. But they are embarrassed. They tried xenophobia. It didn't work. Afrophobia, no. They tried saying, oh, African cannot be illegal in Africa. Yes. It didn't work. So it is time, truly, for Africans, especially West Africa, to wake up. And the only way to do it is to show the truth. This fake Pan-African thing, people running around trying to shame South Africa, it's not working. It's not going to work. I know most people are going to say, oh, Africa for Africans. Yes, but you got to do that in your home. I mean, if I live on the same street with you, sure, we live on the same street. But, I mean, that doesn't mean like I expect you and, you know, everybody, just because we live on the same street, for you guys to come and hang out in my place. No. You see, that's not what it is. So the South Africans are completely fed up. Completely. So now, you know, literally now, the way things are going, because Ghana is the big boy of West Africa, the rest of the ECOWAS that left. Nigeria is hiding behind Ghana now. That's what's happening. But it would be hard for Ghana. You see, Nigeria is a big problem. Nigeria is in the middle of all of this because Ghana's own case. Guess who destroyed Ghana's own case? That's right, Nigeria. Because Ghana cannot touch Nigeria, South Africa, without Nigeria coming into play as to why we are having this same thing here in here. Let me show you. Oh man, what happened?
I can give you
No. So this is in Ghana, right? They want Nigerians out of Ghana as we speak.
Nigerians and other nationalities, if you are here illegally, you must leave Ghana. Yes. You must leave Ghana. Ghana is not safe. We will deal with you people in our own way.
Did you guys hear that? So that's in Ghana. So how can Ghana and Nigeria come together and fight South Africa over quote-unquote xenophobia? Guys, I hate to tell you, but finally, unless you are sleeping, these organizations, they are useless. They're not there to serve Africans. Even these people you're calling representatives, the South African situation have exposed them. You're seeing this. Ghana is saying they're suing South Africa over xenophobia, while this is happening in Ghana. Isn't this the same thing? So unless they face Nigeria, or everyone is like, okay, Nigeria, everyone is accusing you. Now, let's have a conversation. But they are scared of Nigeria. They are scared of them. So here we go. Let's hear more from Ghana, and then I see the guests in the house.
I'm being called upon to give you guys the evidences of what I'm about to say. We live in a country now where there's so many human trafficking going on in Ghana. We have Nigerians bringing underage girls from Nigeria, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, ladies that are supposed to be in school, that are supposed to be educated. They pack them from Nigeria, they put them in a bus, they bring them to Ghana, they harbor them, 20 of them in a room for prostitution. What I'm saying, like I said, if I'm being called to come out with evidences, I will prove and I will bring evidences of everything that I'm saying. They bring their young men to Ghana, they rent the Ghanaian landlords. You guys should be very careful. They rent our apartments, 2 bedrooms, they have about 50 people in there, and then they'll be doing illegal activities in there. Enough is enough. There's been kidnappings in Ghana now. We are not safe. Today, your child will go to school, and the next minute, you are not safe. Today, someone is being kidnapped. The following day, someone is being kidnapped. The next day, someone is being kidnapped. We don't have a problem with foreigners coming into our country. But definitely, you cannot have a Ghana without a Nigerian. Definitely, there will be a Ghana with a Nigerian. But what we are asking for is that our immigration service will be able to access, and we can say boldly that there is a leakage in our immigration.
So you guys seen and heard the young Ghanaians. So they're putting out their concern. Isn't this the same thing South Africans are saying? So there it is, Africans. You're seeing the problem. Obviously, these so-called leaders, they cannot solve it. They can't solve it. Ghana have no leg to stand on. Because you think, okay, Nigeria, if South Africa is accusing Nigeria, Ghana is accusing, Nigeria, and now saying South Africa is wrong for accusing Nigerians and other foreigners for the same exact thing and taking a step for it. Guys, just look at the playbook, even in West Africa. These people say they are builders. These are the ones in charge, leaders. Think about this. Do you guys know in various countries, Nigeria, Gambia, even Ghana, they are leaders. Leaders in these countries have passed legislation where it gives them the power, like it allocates them funds, for overseas treatment. Like when they get sick, they get to go to overseas to get treatment. The South Africans, they get to stay in their country. So the regular people in these countries, where would they go? Imagine the same people that are telling you they built these hospitals, but they don't want to even use the hospital. Some of these presidents, they have even jackpot, what Nigerians call jackpot, because Paul Biya, he jackpot a long time ago. I heard that even Tinubu, he jackpot, he is remote controlling Nigerians from somewhere in Europe. He's joined, Paul Biya over there. So they are fooling the people. Guys, if they say they are here for the population, they're talking all this Pan-Africanism, it's fake. It's not real. It's not real. I mean, why aren't they coming up with solutions whereby these solutions would help young West Africans in all the countries to stay in their countries instead of taking, dangerous, trips, like, let's say, going through the Sahara. Some die in the desert. Some get sold into slavery. Or people go to countries where they are not wanted. So if anyone is saying this is not a problem, you're being dishonest. And if anyone is not seeing that these people that are running these countries are criminals, you are being biased. Because how can pointing fingers at South Africa, saying they are xenophobic, you're suing them, you want to bring all of you want to come together against them. But what about the slavery? What about the lack of hospitals? What about the condition that is forcing these same people they are claiming to stand for? The question should be, what is the condition that is forcing young people to leave these countries? This is what people are not asking. Instead of trying to blackmail South Africa, talking about we're going to take MTN, we're going to do all this, it is time for these so-called leaders to be held accountable. That's what South Africa is showing. And then people don't want to, understand that. They are like, oh, these South Africans are taking the law into their own hands. In South Africa, the South Africans, they are the ones, like their governance is from the bottom up. The people run the show. It's not like in West Africa where people is about party affiliation, tribe, or, that's the big man. No. So young West Africans, open your eyes, wake up and see the game that is being played. One thing they've proven to you now in this so-called South African saga, they've shown you both Nigeria and Ghana have shown that, oh yeah, so if it's our interest, we can take planes and go get people back. Why can't they do that in Libya? If it's in their interest, they can come together and, file a lawsuit or come up with propaganda. So they know how to do it, huh? So what's stopping them from coming together to discuss why the people are leaving these countries? That should be the question. I want to welcome Kidola and Kedo in the house. It's been a while. Welcome. Ola, on mute.
Hey, Afrodamus.
Ola, Ola, Ola,
Great
wait.
day, man. Long time.
Long time. Ola, welcome to the show. What do you think about, what I'm speaking of here? Did you see from the beginning, does Ghana,
yes,
what Ghana is doing in this situation here, saying they suing South Africa for xenophobia? What is your take on this? And the whole thing.
Okay, let me just generalize, not just only Ghana, especially. I have to also include Nigeria into it.
Of course.
You see, yes, Ghana, up to today, they pretend to like us, but they don't really like us. Let's just put it like that. But with this South Africa issue, yes, this shows us how to hold our government also responsible, especially these Southern leaders who are now ruling Nigeria, the Southern ones.
Yeah.
You see, that's why I prefer Northern leaders actually to rule Nigeria. You understand me? And what you see what South Africa did, yes. Why in a way I want West Africa in a way to let South Africa understand, yes, you have right to deport everybody in your country, but let the appropriate authority take control.
Yeah, but
I think that's what Ghana. That's what Ghana is looking at.
No,
you understand me?
The so-called appropriate authorities have been compromised. They have not been enforcing the laws. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You see? So therefore, for instance, if the people you're trying to kick out of your country are the ones directing you, whoever they are directing you to, that should be you should do the opposite of that. You see? So, yeah, because you look at it in Ghana, the people are protesting there too. They said they want Nigerian out.
Yes.
They are doing that.
But you see the difference between Ghana and South Africa. Ghana is not resorting to violence, you understand? And that is the difference. But one of that thing, Afrodamus, you have to understand. South Africans had ought to bring the blacks in the United States into this kind of why I'm bringing them in is pattern of the same behavior of lies. Not just only the lies and some other things, is let's say way back, right? Way back. When Nigeria was spending money, that doesn't justify what Nigeria were doing in that country. But when people were spending money on them, the leaders, they were spending money on ANC elite, right? Elite, the powerful elite. People know that, man, this man that is power now, Mandela, Walter Sosulu, the other was Steve Biko, and those other big elites that they were burning money on. They were giving money to these people. These people never really telling their people how they will get their funds.
No, but Ola, supporting like the ANC, right?
They were supporting the ANC.
Yeah, and the actual, like the population, they are two different things.
Yes, that's what I said.
Those are completely two different things.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That was the population and the elite. They are both the set of people who lies a lot.
Yeah, but you know the population and the it's not like even during apartheid, it's not like all South Africans behind the ANC.
Yeah, you will know. You know the ones that they're using now. The one that they're using to kill the image. See, after that, but let's just be honest. Is the analyzing not only just Nigerians or Ghana, but one of their most closest neighbors, right? Which is Zimbabwe. Would they have similar type of tribal affiliation? No.
They told
You know
them
why I
to
say
leave, right?
yeah, but look, this is what you have to understand. The South African leaders and the South African people, they are the same thing. But only that one is a big liar, the other was also a very, very big liar also. They lie a lot in different ways. You understand me? When the white South Africans were saying the Negroes, the Bantu people lie a lot, we didn't really understand it. Even they even told even the, no, you know why I'm saying this, right? If you went back where Peter Botha was the head then at that time, he asked General Muritala Muhammad and some other, I think Abacha was the one they talked to last. He said, what is your concern with South Africa? You're far away from us. What is your concern in South Africa? What are you looking for here? Why are you prognosing into South Africa problem? You don't know these Negroes. These Negroes lie a lot. We're doing everything from there. Abacha kind of like played out like, oh, go. I'm not saying this thing as part of the yardstick, what they're doing. But what I have a problem with them, you right? Okay, you can drive West Africa out, right? But how about your neighboring country like Malawi?
Yeah, but Ola.
Zambia, Zimbabwe. Even their so-called grandmother there, which is their great grandmother, Lesotho, right? Man, it didn't make no sense.
Hold on, but Ghana kicked out Nigerians. Nigerians turned around, kicked out. These are their neighbors. They are neighbors, right? And, and imagine then, to be honest, South Africa is no neighbor to both Ghana and Nigeria.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
And also, right? Also, because in a way, like the ANC, when they came to power in '94, they opened the borders, they opened the doorway for all Africans, including Nigerians. That's why there's a bunch of them there, and other Ghanaians, all those people. They came in. Now it's been a little over 32 years. And South Africa have been feeding most of Africa.
Yeah, Afrodamus. Let me just tell you the truth.
They carried the burden.
Yes, Afrodamus. Pan-Africa is dead.
Is dead.
South Africa, yes, dead. South Africa.
I want to hear your reasoning, though.
Yeah, South Africa is dead. Pan-Africa is dead. South Africa will not come out of this thing as the way they used to work as big boys. You understand me? Before, they will ask the other African leaders, let me speak for everybody. That's what they normally do. They'll walk around and say, yes, let me speak for everybody. That let me speak for everybody is gone. Right? They've been punching above their weight for a very long time. I don't think any leader in West Africa, even Central Africa, even near South Africa, we will go and say, let me speak for everybody, because they will tell you, man, you can't speak for me. Go and fix your own, go and talk your own shit. We talk our own shit. I think that's how it will be. It will be like something about yes.
South Africa, for instance, their brand, right? Their brand is South Africa. The brand South Africa. The brand.
Yeah.
Is far more popular and far more, sorted after than any of the African countries.
Yeah.
So,
Afrodamus.
if you look at it, they're in, if you look at how diversified their economy is, right? I think now the best thing, right? Because what you just said, if we go that route, truly, The other black African countries are the ones that are going to suffer.
Yeah, but
Because
let me tell you what.
South Africa gives a lot of money to.
Let me tell you what is right. Let me tell you one thing, right? To search for South Africa, why it's difficult for other Africans to do it? Because these black South Africans have no company. The white South Africans that have this company, they're all running around.
No, they own it.
No. They own is their country. This white men represent them, but the blacks are not the owner of this company.
No,
do you know why they give Ghana? Do you know why they give Ghana visa free? Let me tell you why they give Ghana visa free. They give Ghana visa free. It's a business, so that Ghana will renew the gold mine they've been digging for 30 years. You understand me? That's why they put Ghana there. They immediately start last year say, yeah, we can have visa free, we can have this, because they will use us to look, because it's not easy to renew paper in South Africa. Even if you have residence permit, if your residence permit expire, you go there to renew it, they will not do it. They will collect your money.
Let me make one statement about what you guys just said just now. The reason why South Africa governance system is still functioning better than the rest of the Africans is not because the government, those black leaders, they are not as corrupt as the black leaders in the other African countries. It's because the white side of the South Africa are making sure that corruption of those government there doesn't go too far. That's why things are still working. You understand what I'm saying? If you remember when Jacob Zuma was accused of being prosecuted, it was the white politicians there that make sure that no, we can't. No. You can take the corruption is fine.
No, the thing, what I was explaining, like South Africa, the way it's structured, it's not like other West African countries where, I mean, like every individual want to own a company. The way they are structured, they own part of these companies. They can buy into it, kind of like here in the United States. The blacks themselves, it doesn't have to be black individual owning it, but they have over $1 trillion, $1 trillion their stock market is $1 trillion. That's a lot of money. There's no African country on that continent that can compete with that. Nobody's even close. And their people, their population, they have access. They have access to this. That's what I'm saying. They don't need to own it. Oh, someone.
They don't own nothing.
It's not as loud.
Yeah. I was the one talking. I said, some of us were waiting. We want to talk as well.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Let me see. I don't know what's going on. Go ahead, Kato. Let me fix my mic.
All right. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be. It's a pleasure to hear to be back on the professor show again. Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah. So I don't know where you have been a few times, but welcome back.
Thank you.
So what I want to say to that is this. I will be very honest. The problem comes from both sides. The problem comes from South Africa side, and also the problem comes from Ghanaians and other West Africans or other Africans. Let me just say other Africans. Let me speak on the African side first. I hope you are hearing me. Everyone hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah. So this statement, Africa for Africans. Yes, indeed, we are all Africans, but we are not a single state. We are different countries. It just like, for example, my, if let's say my last name is Smith. We are all from the Smith family. We have an extended family. I have my house, my wife and children. Another man have his house, his wife and children. So then I get up from my house. I go to my brother's house. I become liability in my brother's house. I and some of my children in my brother's house. We are there. We are not contributing anything. My brother is just taking money for his pocket, feeding us, doing everything for us. But I have my house and I'm working. So should I say, oh, we are all from the Smith family, so I have the right to go and live in my brother Smith house and take everything and have all of the privilege that he and his wife and children have? No. We are all Africans, but We don't all share the same budget. The budget of Ghana, the budget of Liberia, the budget of Nigeria, the budget of Kenya, South Africa, Zimbabwe. If the yearly budget or if the annual budget of each one of these countries at the end of the year, all those countries can come together to share their annual budget equally, then I can have some reason in that to say, all right, no problem. Let them have some privileges. But those countries, they are spending their annual budgets in their country. And it's also unfair to yeah.
What it is bottom line, people, like I said, the Pan-African ideology, it's a scam. It's not real. These countries are sovereign nations. Sovereign. But for the longest, a lot of these people wanted to hide behind the Pan-African thing to try to make it like we are all one and the same and have the same thing. It's not real. The whole of Africa, Black Africa, cannot go and congregate in South Africa. I mean, they're not the only one in Africa.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
And
they are not the only one. These leaders want to empty their populations into South Africa, and that's not sustainable.
For that, you see, for someone, the truth of the matter is this. They're going there. I don't know what people are really doing there. I try to study from far what's actually happening there. You understand? I think most blacks who went there, I think they went there just because of the white people there. It's developed, it's as Europe and any other thing, the system and any other thing. And you come there, you meet the indigenous there who actually don't have anything, and these foreigners might be living this large, some of them, not all. But what I also discover is this.
All right, so let me sorry, Mr. Kidola, let me just end my statement, please. So are you getting me now, right?
I'll keep going, then we'll go to Mike.
Yeah, so I know for a fact that that we are all Africans, but we need to respect the fact that we are different sovereign nations. And I'm not against Africa, or I'm not against us coming together as one. If that is the case, if we see the possibility of Africa becoming one, and we look at it and we see possibility in it, no problem. If somebody can come up with a dream and a plan for that, as long as they have a good plan, we can do that. But for now, we should respect our boundaries. Yeah, here is a problem I have with Black South Africans. Black South Africans are being too violent. I shouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't stay silent on that.
But you see that Kedo, that debunks everything that people, because the South Africans that are being accused of violence are the ones, in fact, saying they want these people out of their country. So if people truly believe they are violent, they would have left. But people are literally fighting not to leave this country.
And for that, the government is also playing a role on it. The truth of the matter is this: the government is keeping some of these people by not renewing their documents, so they will use it as a political tools. Both the government and the people, they are very violent people. You understand me? They come out of a very violent apartheid regime that is dealing with people and a lot of people that they don't care. They have a source of their source there. The people that used to fight Mandela, the Zulus
in Nigeria, Afro-Damos.
the Zulus.
Guys, let him finish. One mic, please.
Yeah, so I'm currently in Nigeria, and I observe that there are a lot of South African enterprises in Nigeria here. For example, one of it is ShopRite. So just imagine, and DSTV again. DSTV is all over Africa. Even those South Africans are not living across Africa like that, but they have their businesses across Africa as well. So just imagine if with another in another African country, if they see South Africans as competition. So if they see South Africans as competition there, should they, like attack them and burn them with burn them on car tire like criminals?
What?
They shouldn't do those things.
Kedo, you
They
notice
burn.
what?
I literally saw videos of Africans being burned on car tires.
Hold on. Kedo, you notice what you said? So ShopRite and these other companies, these are franchises. I bet you maybe the ShopRite in Nigeria is probably owned by a Nigerian person. Ola, would I be correct? It's probably owned by...
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think part of it.
Yeah. So these are franchises. So basically, South Africa, South Africa
but it's not still wrong. It's not still wrong for a foreigner to own business in your country. It's not still wrong.
Kedo, name one, company from West Africa that is in South Africa. Actual real company.
Even in South Africa, we don't have problem with the companies.
DSTV.
Kedo.
DSTV.
What I'm saying is,
that's not what you ask you. It's a name to West African company in South Africa.
Like, let's say, from a West African company. So
that is in South Africa?
Yes.
Actually, there are a lot of companies.
Have their businesses in South Africa.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So Kedo, now you know the what you are saying, the unity, right?
A Central African company that is in South Africa.
Hold on. There cannot be. You cannot unite.
Can I call it Central African company?
Hold on. You cannot unite on a one-way street. What you are telling us is South Africa. So South Africa came. They brought something to the party on the table. To where other Nigerians, Ghanaians are able to buy these franchises and they employ people. So they brought something to the party. You see what I'm saying? So it should be reciprocated. There should be West African companies too there. In South Africa, it's not like the unemployed West Africans moving there to go work, in these smaller sectors in their country. So the African unity will not work.
What you are not saying is that those West Africans are employing South Africans.
Okay, name companies from West Africa, because South Africa, these companies, they employ. To get employment in these companies, they give them benefits. It's like here, they give them health care.
I don't have
all that.
I think why you are trying to tell me to call is you want me to call something that is just a government-owned company or something like that.
No, like ShopRite.
But I'm talking about the individuals that have their stores, the individuals that have their stores in South Africa. Those individuals employ South Africans.
Kedo, let me help you. Actually, there are a lot of foreign companies in South Africa, including.
I'm not talking about foreign.
Yeah, even Africa. Yeah.
No, West African.
Dangote Group is in South Africa too. There are so many other.
Hold on,
but
Mike, Dangote.
I'm agree with you, Abidamos. I'm agree with you.
Dangote is the only one, and that is.
He's not the only one. What's his name? Kidola, help me with this Nigerian billionaire. Oh no, he's not the only one. There's several Nigerian companies there. Even Nigerian bank, even I believe Zenith Bank is also in South Africa. There are. Again, calm down. I'm actually agreeing with you, but if you allow me to get across, you will know that I'm agreeing with you.
No, I know. Hold on, let me.
Okay.
Over there, the South Africans, like Kedo is saying, they came with MTN, DSTV, ShopRite. He can name things. You see this across countries. These are big companies, franchises, right? So if you go to South Africa, would you see the same reciprocity in South Africa?
Yes, maybe not in case of all African countries. There are many African big businesses investment in South Africa, but they are not there as immigrants. They're there as investors. So where I agree with you is that that's not the problem South Africans are having. Where the problem is South Africans are not exporting their liability. they're exporting their assets to other African countries. But in reverse, the other African countries are also exporting assets, but alongside with the asset, they're also exporting liabilities. So the problem here is not about whether we are both giving each other assets, but we on one side, the liabilities being exported to South Africa, which are those extremely poor people that can't, just mass migrating to South Africa. And South Africans are like, oh, we are not exporting our own extremely poor people to a mass into your country. So that's where I align with you and the South African argument. You get me, African? Like South Africa are not exporting all their poor people into Nigeria just all over the place. They're not. So no one wants to welcome poor people that don't have anything to offer. No country, including the United States. Like if you just come here, your liability, they'll deport you. So nobody wants to export liability. So these people that are always attacking South Africa for what they are doing, I disagree with them. No one wants to import liability into their country. Like you said, African in the beginning, South Africans were opened their doors in the 90s. In fact, Nigeria was the first country they opened their doors for. The Nigerian professors, because they needed help, all those people, they came and the South African welcomed them. All of a sudden, later on, the worst of Nigerians started going behind, what's the word? Coming along with the good ones, and just now the good is like the worst of the worst Nigerians are the ones going to South Africa, and the kind of things they are doing. And I'm not the South Africa. In fact, I need to expel all Nigerians in that country. I'm sorry. I'm from Nigeria, and I can categorically tell you that the worst criminals in Nigeria. I'm telling you, South Africa is our number one destination. I'm telling you.
I bet.
I'm telling you that people did something. African was a crime that these guys will be scared to do in Nigeria. They will comfortably go to South Africa to do it. Now, Kidola, I'm telling you for a fact.
Yes, which is true. We know the set of people that are doing it in Nigeria, and we need to confront those people. And if we don't confront those people, look, the problem we have in most of all these countries we have is not the northern part of Nigeria, it's not the western part of Nigeria, it's the eastern part of Nigeria. If we don't hear it hard, we'll be facing this kind of problem. Our brother from the east going to people's land, destroying themselves as fake king or whatever they do, and do all that dubious job. Sometimes we just say, "Oh, we're all Nigerians." I got that.
Yeah, you agree, man. These are the same people that even in other part of Nigeria, people are trying to tell them to get out because we know that they wreak havoc within Nigeria.
Inside Nigeria, we need to confront them also. Like, hey, you can't be in other people's land or doing some stupid shit, screaming, whatever it is they want to scream about Afrophobia, whatever it is. What I just don't like about what the South Africans are doing is that they are allowing people just on the street like that. And they can say it's propaganda.
Kidola, it's good to always start from when people start the way they do it. South Africans protests and this whole this thing started over about 15 years ago.
Mike,
and they didn't start with violence.
Mike,
can you?
What's the noise on your audio?
Oh, sorry, I'm in my car, so let me turn on my vehicle. Maybe that's why. Is it bad or do you want me to? Is it okay?
It's kind of
okay, let me turn on my. vehicle. Okay. Am I better now?
Yeah,
okay. It's my car stereo. Okay. Now, Kidola, I'm someone that's been following this. In fact, I haven't been to South Africa, but as far as the whole issue of them, I've been following even from the 90s. The first batch of people that migrated to South Africa was my uncle. He was a professor, and he used to go there, come back, talk out, welcoming South African word to Nigerians. And I know Nigerians that went there, the investors and good people, even doctors. South Africa love Nigerians. And then all of a sudden, when I started hearing that they hate Nigerians, I'm like, wow, something must have changed. And when I begin to dig into it, I begin to discover a lot of things. Now, when the South African first started the we don't want these people again, they didn't start with violence. They didn't. It was just protests and even just talking with their politicians and things. These guys' politicians are so corrupt that Africa must, let me tell you something, that
African, before you get American visa in your embassy in Gambia or in Nigeria, what do they tell you? Don't they tell you to go to the police to do a clearance? Make sure you're not wanted by the Gambian police or
Yeah,
your
like
country's police.
character.
Thank you. And you don't have criminal record, things like that, right? I'm telling you that a guy that was wanted by Nigerian police for terrorism is declared wanted. And this guy went to South African embassy to bribe them for visa and went to South Africa. And he was arrested in South Africa and charged for the crime of terrorism in South Africa and sentenced to prison in South Africa for the terrorism committed in Nigeria. So just to let you know how easily the worst of Nigeria just flee to South Africa. Like I said, the South African system is broken themselves because
off your mic.
For the guy to be able to bribe the South African people in embassy to allow him to come in, so he tells us that hey, their people, their government officials or whoever, their own corruption is what's even allowing this thing to be.
I think it's Mike's audio. It's bumping.
Okay, so just to kind of put it, on their side, they really have to work on their corrupt system. To be honest,
It's like a old man snoring in the back there.
Oh God, Lord, I can't. Okay, I don't know. I'm in the vehicle. There's no sound. I don't know. So let me go out and come back in there. Maybe that's
okay.
That
All
will
right.
solve it.
Go ahead. All right.
Well,
Thank you.
Afrodamus, what you see here right now, I'm not, I've never been to South Africa. I'm seeing it from far. Really, when I look at it from far, right, I don't like to go to an area whereby there's no human rights. Right? South Africa have actually no human right, really. You see their police and everything. Don't forget about the infrastructure you're seeing. The beautiful buildings and everything. These are being done by the white. South Africa have to go after them, you have to go after the white people. The white people are the one going everywhere to trade. South Africa, they are trading countries. They are Dutch people. Dutch people are they trade. If South Africa did trade, South Africa will be in a very big mess. They need other Africans to trade with to make money. You understand? So if their citizens behave like this, the government not do. Zimbabwe even deport. Uganda is also deported, but it's not the Ugandan citizen that is unaliving people. You understand? It's the government that picking you, deport you. The truth matter, the police will pick you, put you in jail, then deport you. But if you have to check people lynching people on the street, man, these are people that almost look like you know. And that's why I said something. If you don't want these people, I'm not talking about West Africa now. It's about 6.5 hours journey on flight. I wonder what are they really doing there? But these are neighboring countries that they are analyzing. People that they share say history together, identity together. You understand me? That would tell you.
Kidola, my brother, let's stop this thing that we do now. Even within Nigeria, come on, my brother. You see, human being territorial is human nature. Within Nigeria, there are people that don't want other people, tribe people in their own territory. You and I know we can't go to Igbo land because they don't welcome us there. So that within Nigeria, some people are telling Fulani people not to be in their territory. So this territorial thing, let's not make it like the South Africans that are doing it. I mean, it's a human thing. It's everybody.
Yeah, but
hold on, my brother. This mass migration thing. I think what the problem started, Africa, to be honest with you, is this African, the global South just following anything global north in policy they create, this globalization system. You only adopt this international law, this thing. Back in the day before we all started doing this United Nations and United this, you couldn't just leave your tribe and move to another kingdom and just walk in like that. You have to go to the king. They have to analyze you, make sure you are welcome in their kingdom. Are you here to trade? Borders were controlled. But this Western country started creating globalization.
I would like us to be like.
Hold on. Human migration laws. And hold on, let me learn this. And when they did it, they were not doing it. They didn't have it in mind. They didn't know why they were doing this. They put measure in place to make sure it doesn't destroy their society. America have a immigration system, but they know they were already designing a way where
Mike, your mic start messing up again. Let's bring in Prince Louis.
Hello there, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Prince Louis,
Good,
what
good.
did
Nice,
you
nice.
what's your take on the topic of your president Mahama, you know,
Uh-huh.
saying he's
Well,
suing South
well,
Africa, but Ghana is doing the same thing. But go ahead.
no, right. First and foremost, my brother, my younger brother, my Sindinke brother, we were separated during the wars, and we went to Asante. You stayed where you were, right? There's no way I could let you get away by using the Ghana go home in this argument. We're not going to allow it. Come on.
No,
Kidola is
but
old enough to remember.
Louis, you gotta look at the bright side. I'm not saying about like the
I know
excuse.
you're
What I'm
building. I know
saying
you're
is
building
right,
it.
Louis. What I'm saying
Uh-huh.
is if they it's a problem because these people, right? This shouldn't even happen to begin with, where young,
Thank you.
West Africans are going to places, getting kicked out, and
Yep.
all these people, what they can do is talking about we gotta sue these people. How about make emergency and tackle the problem that's
Well,
even making
thank you.
people to leave to begin with?
Thank you. How about we do the one thing that we failed to do since independence, which is get industrialized? How about
Okay,
that?
now you are speaking. Now you are talking.
How
Go
about
ahead.
that?
Go
That's
ahead.
what I want to see John Mahama talk about. You see, many of us have kept quiet like this, but in Ghana, I know the temperature. He's going to be the last in the line. If we do not tackle the issue that's been facing us, which is basic, industrialized West Africa, right? Thank God for Dangote to create jobs so our people will have jobs, right? The Ghanaians, even now, should not be in a situation where they're jumping on a plane and being spoken to on the street by some ugly woman with a horse hair, telling the Ghanaian person, where have you?
Louis, but Ghanaians are doing the same thing on the streets of Ghana, though.
Right. Listen. Of all said and done, okay, the situation of Ghana now, the GDP growth of Ghana now, and the situation in Ghana now, no Ghanaian, unless they have stupid curiosity, be wanting to fly to South Africa unless you got a guaranteed job, unless you're a teacher or something like that. What the hell are you even doing there? There's hardly any jobs. You'd be better off doing cassava farming in Ghana and making money, or doing poultry farming or something, than you go to South Africa. He's in a better situation now because of John Mahama's brother gave him a job selling cement. This has opened the eyes of Ghanaians.
Oh, wait. Louis, you said something there. You said, who is supporting John Mahama's brother?
Yeah, no. Hear me out.
No. I missed that part. Oh, his brother, the one.
Yeah, what I'm saying
I
is,
think he's like a gold guy.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah, it's not just a gold thing. He has a big cement factory, and when he heard about this situation, he decided that the guy who was stopped in the street and spoken to, when he went viral, he decided that when that guy comes to Ghana, he's gonna make him an agent to sell his cements. So the guy, brother's opened a store for him, and he's got a store. He sells cement, and making more money than he ever did when he was in South Africa.
Louis, but do you see how that's a problem? So now the message they are sending, right? The message. How many Ghanaians, young Ghanaians, are in Ghana who don't have no job, no nothing? So they are seeing, they're like, okay, so all you care about, so we're the fools that's supposed to vote for you, no job. So these people, you brought them in just to save face, and you created jobs for them. What about us?
No, listen, brother, listen to me very carefully. There are people walking across the border from Togo, building my house right now, making good money. Some Ghanaians are lazy. They think that by jumping on a plane and going abroad, things are automatically going to be better. I'm telling you, if you're a cassava farmer in my village, you make more money than those fools walking around in South Africa. They can't come back to South Africa because they've sold all their land, whatever, gone abroad, and they can't even make money to come back. There's no need for Ghanaians to be walking the streets of South Africa. No need.
And also, did you see how the lazy Nigerians got upset because the great first lady of Nigeria advised them to open akara business and kuli, and they started crying? I'll have to ask Ola.
No.
Ola.
Listen, as Africans, let's be honest, some of us are too stupid. We worship going abroad too much. There's opportunity back home. I wish I could get back home. I'm going to have to wait here. more
But
year.
Louis,
Okay.
Louis, if the young people are seeing their, even the people that are in charge, even their, they leave the country, that's where they go vacation at, that's where they get medical treatment, and they're leaving the countries
you don't need to go
dilapidated.
to
Youths are gonna leave too.
No. Ghana is not. Listen, Ghana is not a place that is so broken that you take a plane all the way to South Africa to never get medical treatment. We got good hospitals being built in Ghana. We're not that down low. Ghanaians are just messed up, and some of them are lazy, and they got fantasies. You know, the Ghanaians in Vietnam begging the Ghana government to come and rescue them. What the hell are you doing in Vietnam if you're a Ghanaian? What the hell are you doing that? You mean that Ghana is like that? Listen. You know those fantasies that some of our stupid people have. Okay? Right? You can go to, if you're in Nigeria, you can get to Ghana, you get to Ghana, go. You can make some money trading here and you'll be all right. It's not like that fucking 1982, 85 during Ghana go home time. It's not like that. Ghana is not broken like that. We're the 8th biggest economy in Africa now. We're rising.
Yeah, but South Africa, they said South Africa is much better.
Okay, we will see when we get rid of them from their gold mine. We will see. Next 2-3 days, let them go there and let them find out. Okay, just from the gold alone, we will see how good that's. This is where the pain is. This is where the people want to feel that pain. They want to feel that pepper. Okay, so all Ghanaians have been evacuated. That's the thing. Now you evacuate them. You evacuate some of the Nigerians. Leave the South Africans alone. Now let me just say this before I mix my point. All this is being organized not by the white people, the black people, the white Afro Forum. They are the one doing it, and they're doing it with.
That's a lie, man. That's a lie. We have evidence of that.
Listen to me very carefully. South Africa have already upset the white Jews. So you think they're just gonna sit back down? Okay, the South Africans. Is
it the white that's also organizing the one in Ghana? Is it the whites?
No. Listen to me very carefully. He picked the wrong fight when it comes for diplomacy with Ghana. You picked the wrong dog, and you're gonna see that. We move very cool. We're gonna take back our gold mine, and all you South Africans ain't gonna be doing no business. And God help them if the Ghanaians.
Yeah, but Louis,
Afro-Damas.
Louis, that one gold mine, that's not gonna affect South Africa. Their economy is too vast, and that gold mine is private.
That's what you think. Okay, listen, but the last 15-20 years. Last 15-20 years.
Afro-Damas.
Right?
That's private.
The thing is, Africans have Africans.
Let him finish.
The guy cutting me. Let me
hold on. Let Louis finish. When he finishes, then Ola, then we go to UK.
The white people control the economy of South Africa. One of the main things they run is mining. Under Mandela, he legitimized those white people that were cut off from the rest of Africa. They came to Nigeria, Ghana, all those other rich middle source places. Now you're gonna see what's gonna come back. Okay? Now you're gonna see. We want to control our own gold mine anyway. Right? We're fed up with these white people taking advantage of us. Now you're going to see it. It will come back to bite their ass because what holds their company is their mining companies. Once we start cutting off their mining companies, including the frontline states that used to fight against South Africa, such as Botswana, Zimbabwe, so you're going to see. Okay, but in Ghana, we don't need no South African. Okay, I'll rest my case there.
Louis, thank you, Louis. Let's bring in Ola. Go ahead, Ola.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, as I was trying to say
Ola,
this.
Ola, have people been opening Akara and cooling places? Because I want to come. I want to start that factory.
You know what South Africa taught us there, that we can easily the people is the power.
Yeah.
Right? The people is that just take what we learn from the South Africans that the West Africa forget in their lifetime is that the people is the power. This government or these people that are running with escort everything, they are very powerless people. Just protest for about 2 months, they're gone. They will take off because most of them don't want to lose their money they stole. You know, that's one thing that we have to learn from the South Africans. And the other thing that we don't need to learn from the South Africans, we are fed the white people. The white people are traders. You understand me? They are traders. If you don't trade, you don't make money. All those so-called stock market, blah, blah, they all trade around. You see, when they allow them to trade, when the other African countries take away after the apartheid fall off. That's why they were spread everywhere for mining, for other businesses, for supermarket business, even for security business, private security business. So they were selling also military equipment. That because you see, these white people, they're like Europe. They're like Europe. The people were going to South Africa because of the white people. Because the white people have the jobs.
Yeah, but
the black people don't have the job.
Ola, you said something, and that's my whole point. Like, what is West African people learning from this? All these things that John Mahama is doing. This is useless. This is even it's gonna start making people look at Ghana is sideways. What is he doing?
With it.
No. Because first of all, John Mahama did. There's a lot of stuff happening that required emergency. They did not run around to try to gather the troops to take care of that. But because Ghanaian got their feeling hurt in South Africa, now all of a sudden, they want to sue. It's not about that. The gold mine, you guys remember when I talked about the gold mine? Louis wasn't here, but he repeated it. It's about that gold mine. That gold mine talk have been going on even before all this. This is just a pretext. I'm telling you. You guys,
listen, a lot of rich Ghanaians have made a lot of money through gold mining. They haven't invested in Ghana. They've gone with their white partners and gone and stayed in South Africa. A lot of rich Ghanaians married to South African.
So what do you say to that, Louis?
Right, good. Now the chicken is gonna come home. Now we're cutting them off for the next two gold mine. Gold to the now you're gonna see those rich Ghanaians start. Go ahead.
That's a very small chunk of South Africa's money. I'm telling you, their economy is far bigger. It's far bigger.
We know. We know. I'm not interested in them. I'm interested in us building our economy. Okay. What I'm saying is that hypocritical Ghanaians have invested in places like South Africa. Okay, right?
Because Ghanaians love white people, Louis. Ghanaians love white people.
Thank you. Well, why wasn't Nkrumah removed? Too many of our people are naive.
Well, after the white people moved back to England, after the white people moved to England, the Ghanaians followed them.
Well, this is the curse. This is the stupidity and the curse of some of our people.
I was waiting to talk.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah. Louis.
The only problem.
Yeah. So one thing I observe about Africans: stop trying to show who's better all the time. All the time I observe, whenever we come on this platform, you always see other Africans, or Ghanaian or Kenyan or Nigerian or South African. They will always be insulting each other, trying to show who's better as this, who's better. What we should do instead is those that is better in a certain thing than the other. They should show leadership in that thing. They should help others in that thing. If another country is better in another country in that thing, that's what we should be doing to move forward. So and the next thing I want to say is wealth. When it comes to wealth, I observe that one thing I observe about Nigeria and other West African country, not just Nigeria, let me just say Africa, black Africans. One thing I observe about black Africans is this: we are blinded by our greed. We want to have wealth to show how big we are in this neo-colonial, in these neo-colonial territories of all these countries that we are bragging, trying to show how big we are. Those are all countries that were named, that was created by Europeans. And by right, technically, we are not Liberians, we are not Sierra Leoneans, we are not Nigerians, we are not South African or Kenyans. Those were names that were given to us. So instead of trying to have, only thinking about money, we should try to be more united, to grow together. Those that know certain things better than the other should help their friends to know those things that they know. If a Nigerian knows certain thing about business, when he go to a certain place, he should employ others and train them in that thing that he know. If a South African knows certain thing about business or technology, he should train others in that thing they know. If somebody, just like that we will grow. But we should, instead of always fighting, Yeah, it's not good. I can come here right now and tell you that.
Don't forget about that Pan-African talk. That Pan-African talk is dead. You know, that Pan-African talk is dead, my brother.
Listen,
you
no,
know,
it's not dead. It's not dead.
Yeah.
It's not dead. It's more. We
It's
need it more
gone.
now than ever. And
it's not dead
Dangote
like that,
is showing
but
the real
it is
Pan-African
not
spirit.
dead.
Dangote is
We-
showing the real Pan-African spirit in through business.
No,
Okay,
it's
he's the
dead.
most important
Everybody,
person in Africa.
every Africans have to hold their sword. Let me tell you something. What South Africans are doing now, right? If you check in Kenya now, in Kenya, this is what I said before, that I'm not taking in Kenya now, right? If you're a foreigner, you come to the country, right? And you overstay your visa, they will charge you $200 a day.
But Ola, you know they do that in Nigeria if you overstay. Remember when I did the video of that lady that overstayed when she was leaving, coming to America?
Yeah.
They stopped her. Remember she was. Yeah, it's the same law in Nigeria too. And
Yeah, but you know what Kenya bring it? You know what? Do you know what Kenya brought it? Kenya brought it because of passport bro that is coming from United States. You understand me?
How long ago?
Not too long ago. Not too long ago.
Yeah.
They just introduced it. Kenya just introduced.
Yeah, because they're gonna make money from those horny boys.
Kenya said that there are foreigners coming to Kenya, shaming them, disgracing them, insulting their women, and insulting their people. That they need to put a stop to it. And based on that, there's one woman who was doing who married to Prince Ayoko. What I mean, the queen, the queen of the queen of Dagba. You know, the queen of Dagba of Ghana.
She the one who was doing that. She was in Ghana, northern Ghana. She married to that guy,
Yeah.
that king of Yoko. That's she
Before,
buddy about everything. Shocking fucking.
if you check IKEA now, the Black Americans are all running away now because you cannot go to Tanzania and come back and they will renew the visa for you anymore. They will tell you go back to your country of origin before they renew anything for you. Go back and come back after a year. They don't want to see you here anymore. You understand me?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is this. Yes. So that lady went to Tanzania. They told her no, leave. You understand? Just leave. That's why some of them they're running away from Kenya. Now that Pan-Africanism is gone.
I'll have to look into.
I
forgot about the passport, bro.
Listen, she's been putting it out, man.
Going on.
Yeah, you know they drove her away. I think West African have to. West Africa is not even well organized yet. Our people are just running to east, to south, and all these places. We have to hold on with the West first we have. Try to organize it. Make it a trading zone. You understand? Because you cannot be running to South Africa. Yeah, you cannot be running to South Africa, to East Africa, while West Africa don't yet be made as a trading zone, which is every country have equal opportunity to trade their goods in all over West Africa. That's where we have real power.
Guys, one last question. I want to hear all of you, your take on it. Okay, now that this is, you guys see what's happening, and clearly one can accuse West Africans as us being the problems of Africa, because it seems like we're the ones that travel not all around Africa, other parts of the world,
we do
right? Yeah. So now, like with the South African thing, for example, Ola, the Nigerians that are there trying to fight to stay, what does the government and the Nigerian people think about Nigerians that continue to want to fight, to stay at a place they are not wanted at? Like
they are their own there. Whatever they see there, they get it there. You understand me? You go to those people's country, whatever you receive, you see, that's what I tried to say before. The government of Nigeria not the one asking them to go to South Africa. They went there to do nonsense there and do some stupid things there, right? there are a lot of criminals there. If those ones that don't want to come back home, they are the criminals that Nigerians are looking for. You know what I mean? They're the criminals Nigerians are looking for. So if we can,
You know,
if they,
Ola, you're right. There was a guy, he made fun of South Africans and they arrested him. It turned out Nigerian police have
we're
been
looking for him.
I said, this guy is so stupid. Why are you going on the internet doing this, while the Nigerian police are looking for you?
And the truth of the matter, after that, we as Nigerians have to also speak about the truth to some of our groups. That this group of people, you cannot even go and buy a line that they don't even give it to you. You understand me? That, hey, stop spoiling our name in Asia, in Europe, in Africa's countries. That and they're the one in Ghana making video, try to demarcate Nigeria also. The same group of people.
But
yourself,
like this seems deliberate. Is someone
yes,
trying to completely destroy
I don't tell the truth. These people are called Biafra people.
Yeah.
Because when I say, people say, oh, well, why you picking one tribe out? No, it's not a tribe. This tribe have been giving us headache. War-based
even within Nigeria, wherever they are populated,
even within Nigeria,
we already know, like, okay, there's going to be high crime here, you know. So when they now they take that mentality to other country, everybody think it's all Nigeria. Like, I was people don't commit crime. Like,
I can be going to another man's country. You try to install your fake king of your people, as call it a king or whatever they want to call it. You understand me? Even inside Nigeria, they also go to people states and start forming Ezegbo. They do it in Ghana. You're not a king. Why are you giving yourself a title that never really belongs to you? Then, apart from doing that one, you also commit heavy crimes there. Crimes that shock everybody sometimes. You know, people think, oh, Nigeria supported
do you know that in Malaysia they executed 24 Nigerians for drug trafficking? Do you know that they said 23 out of those 24 was from that same tribe? One single ethnic group in Nigeria.
Go to Ethiopia. They're the one there.
And now someone like me that's not from that part of Nigeria, if I go to Malaysia now, they will think
if you go to Ghana, if you go to Ghana, that's so-called trafficking they're doing. They all come from the same state, Anambra, Imo. You get what I'm telling you? They're the one doing this thing. You know, what is it? We quiet people just destroyed our name. It's not the northern people destroyed our name. It's not the western people destroyed our name. But we cannot really talk about this thing in Nigeria but other people don't try.
Wait, Ola, did you say Anambra? Okay.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of the Nigerians that are going to Gambia now, they are from a place called Anambra.
Yes, they're from Anambra.
Oh,
we're not going to lie.
Hey, brace yourself, Africans.
No, because let's just be honest.
Already fire on the mountain.
And Afrodamus, if you check Ghana, they're the one hiding in Ghana, doing video upon you TikTok there. Oh, Nigeria is not like this. Nigeria is like this. Nigeria is not like. But if they catch you now, you then find out that a cheat, Chukudi, whatever name, you know, that's just the truth. Nigerians are not a bunch of criminals that run around, but there's a small group of people. They might be small in Nigerian population, but man, they're committing one of the most havoc crimes that Nigeria ever seen. All for greed for money. They're in China, they're in jail. They're in Vietnam, they're in jail. They're in Cambodia, they're in jail. They're in Ethiopia, they're in jail. In Kenya, they're in jail. In South Africa, they're in jail. For what? Hold your tribe, do your thing well. Don't be running to other people's country, try to install a king that never exists there.
But why don't you guys should just give them their own country? Then
I swear to God, man, that's what I've been praying for, man. Like, please, let's just split that country.
No, we're not going to give
ourselves, man.
We're not going to give them that type of that country. They are landlocked people. You understand? They cannot get a country, but we can discipline them for them to behave well. And if anybody say, "Oh, why are you so tribalistic?" My man, for how many years we've been facing this problem? We're all quiet. For how many years we're all quiet? We're all quiet. We cannot travel because of them anymore. Man, we need to speak out. You know, to do this crime, I become a billionaire in Nigeria. I'll be using escort. I'll be making noise. For us, that doesn't pay us. You know, not everybody's money hungry like them. Make small money you can eat. Maybe you get small good car. You gotta have at least comfortable house. That's okay. You know, do genuine job. Forget all these things, man. That's why for that much South Africa teach us you can protest and win a case.
Exactly.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I think,
all right.
Yeah, I think the South African situation is a learning curve for us in Africa, especially West Africa, because not just us in West Africa, Kenya affected. Many people have taken the people out because black South Africans have gone too far, but they've been used by the white people anyway. I can tell you.
But what about the ones, the Ghanaians? What about the Ghanaians?
No, I tell you, brother, listen. I'm a bit older than you guys, so let me give you a quick reminder. During the South African apartheid system, while Mandela and the ANC were fighting heavily to get this thing squashed, there was a famous Zulu chief king. His name is Chief Buthelezi. And I know
about Buthelezi.
Remember that name?
The Zulu king.
Right. Do you remember how whites used to pay him to stir trouble, physical fight, killing ANC supporters? That for a long time, I thought that Zulus were against ANC. I was very confused because of the history. But these same people are the ones being used in Operation Dudula. Okay? And we know who's in the background running this. And you, Africa, you know this, I know this. And they're trying to make the use of it while...
Louis, what problem do you have with Operation Dudula? What problem do you have with Operation Dudula?
I'll tell you why. Because it's not just today it started. It started from the days of...
but that's their country. Whatever operation they want to do in their country. Why does it bother you? That's my thing.
Brother, listen. It bothers me because the whites use them to stir up trouble among black people. This is what you're not understanding.
Why is that your business, though, man? You're not from there, you know.
That's how the white people exercise. No, brother, listen. The white people are planning on taking back their country. If you don't know.
Okay, so why does that bother you?
Want to do it physically. Yeah, right. I'll tell you why it bothers me, okay? Because it disturbs all of us. By them doing what they've done, they've disturbed every country in South Africa. We've had to evacuate our people from Malawi to Zimbabwe to Kenya to Ghana.
To Nigeria. So you have a problem and they want to evacuate you, but you're not from there.
Louis. Okay.
Yeah, we're not complaining. We left.
Hold on.
Okay,
Louis.
but there's a bigger African question.
Hold on, Louis.
And we need to know where the enemy is.
Louis,
why?
Person need to ask you for help first. Now, you know, like what have they asked you for help that you are saying it like that?
Kato, hold on.
Who?
Hold on. So, Louis, why is it like why does it seem like a punishment for South Africa to tell these people to go to their own countries? Why don't people?
I don't understand.
Like why?
Right.
Why do people are concerned with South Africa? They're saying, look, when we had our independence, we didn't have opportunity, we didn't enjoy enough. And all of you came here and started eating.
That's not what they're saying.
You guys started eating our biltongs, you know, stealing all kind of stuff. They don't want to share. They said go back. You know.
Listen. It's bigger than that. Okay? But listen, hear me out.
But what I'm saying,
hear me out.
Why don't people want to go back? Why?
Afidama, let's hear him tell us how big it is. Tell us.
People have gone back. Okay, we are talking about a white wicked supremacist
small minority. There's thousands of Ghanaians. You guys only evacuated a couple hundreds.
Louis, tell us how it's bigger. Tell us how it's bigger than that. Tell us.
I tell you why it's bigger. Because South Africa, was originally meant to be set as a place where they're gonna run the rest of Africa from. They wanted to do it from Zimbabwe.
So you guys want your black? You want your black people South Africa?
Hang on.
So you being a migrant there is what's going to stop them, Louis. So you being migrant in that country is what's going to stop the white from running Africa.
The aim of
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying because your argument is that they shouldn't kick. Hold on. Your argument is that they shouldn't wait. Now I'm trying to help you understand your point. Your argument is that they shouldn't kick the migrants, the West African migrant, whatever, out because the whites want to use that place to control the rest of Africa. So now what's going to stop the white from using that place to control the rest of Africa is the migrants that are there. Is that what you're telling us?
Listen to me. The aim of the whites was never to give power to the blacks. Okay? As a result, they let the black people sit on the throne, but the black people have no power. And the idea of Mandela at the time was that we cannot go in hard-headed, so let's give it time, and then we're going to put in programs to empower black people. That is why Elon Musk hates the idea of paying any tax to help black people out.
So what does that to do with the migrant situation?
No, let me get my point.
All right, so wait. Afrodamus.
Hello, let me talk.
I'm coming. Wait. I'm coming. Wait. Hold on.
To take the minerals.
Kedo, let him finish his point. Let him finish before he forgets. Just let him finish his point, Kedo. We'll get back to you, Kedo. Go ahead.
Racist white people such as Elon Musk's dad and Elon Musk himself still hell-bent on sucking from Africa the mineral resources like a mosquito. Those racist bastards hate us, but they don't want to fucking leave us. To hell with them. They're not gonna get anything. They've used coon blacks, stupid, uneducated blacks, under this Operation Dudula or whatever. Right? I told you it started from Chief Butele, and they've never let go. So if they haven't let go, we cannot afford to see. This is organized by the white people, not the black people.
Hold on. Louis, is Ghana a sovereign country?
Yep.
Is Ghana
that's why we evacuated our people.
Okay.
And we're going to kick those South African minds out.
Hold on. Is South Africa a sovereign country?
No, they are not sovereign.
What do you mean? Louis, come on, man. What's wrong with you, man? Okay, tell us what it is then. It's not a sovereign country. Tell us what it is.
Yeah. Afrodamus, can I come up? I want to say something. Yeah, I'm coming now. Wait, Louis, wait, please. Let me say something quick. I hope you guys are getting me.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. So, one thing I've learned is this. Whenever you see a group of people have a struggle, the first thing is before you say you want to help them, you should see that whether they have been totally conquered, and whether you see that there is no way out, but they have a struggle, and you see the people there, they are fighting, even though yes, I know for a fact that there are some problems in the land, but they are fighting, and those people, while they are fighting, they never ask you for your help. You try to help them, they tell you, say no, we able to handle our condition, and they are not wrong for telling you that we are able to handle our problem. If a man, if you go to a man's place where a man have a problem, a man says it's okay, I'm able to handle my problem, but you want to force yourself on the man to handle the man problem, that is being arrogant. That's a proud way of thinking. You are trying to tell the man that you can do without me. So the thing is, if the man, no, I'm coming. Hold on. So if you try to help the man and the man is telling you no, I'm in my struggle, I'm able to do it, thank you, and you see that the man is not being successful, then when you see the man, they fail in a struggle, people conquer the man 100%, and they have taken the thing, and the thing that they took from the man, you are also a family member to the man, and you see that the outsiders have completely conquered the man now, then you can say you are going to help. But they have not completed taking over, even though they have a large control over South Africa, but there are still some things that the blacks of Africans are doing there. The blacks of South Africans are still having some level of political power. The blacks of Africans are still fighting, like the likes of of Julius Malema and the others. So those guys are there, and they are struggling, and they are telling you that they're able to solve their problem. So don't give an arrogant, don't go to their control of an arrogance of saying that yes, you have to allow me to help you. Those white people are trying to take your land, allow me to help you by force, by fire, by force. You are that is being arrogant.
Okay, brother, listen to me. Okay, now I understand the point you're making. Listen to me. This is a turning point for South African black and white. After this, no black person is coming to their aid outside of. But this is what you're forgetting. That is what the white people wanted. They wanted to make sure that the rest of you African brothers were hated, and this is what their opportunity. They used the same Zulu people that they were using with lazy to make this happen. I just want you to see what the whites are doing.
Louis,
before you start worshiping them.
So Louis, you see where the problem is? So you agree that Ghana is a sovereign. You say Ghana is a sovereign country, but you don't agree that South Africa is sovereign. So that means
because they've never been independent from the white person.
Louis, Ghana is not independent from white person.
Oh, Ghana is independent as a nation.
Elon Musk, you're talking
No,
about.
Ghana is not independent for white people. You know it.
Hold on, Louis. Elon Musk, that
listen to me.
You speak about his company, Starlink. You guys are using it as we speak.
No,
when
we don't,
Ghana,
hold on,
Ghana, hold on, Louis.
We don't have to use him. He gets an option. He's an option.
Louis, hold on.
That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. Okay?
Louis, when Ghana runs low on cash, who do they run to? White people. Okay.
We go to the World Bank. World Bank does not just belong to white people. Stop it, brother. No. I understand the point you're making. Stop
but Louis. Okay, Louis. What's your point? Hold on, Louis. I want to know your logic here. So,
I'll tell you what my logic is.
So you do not respect South Africa's sovereignty.
I think South Africans right now are the most stupid black people on the earth. I'm telling you.
No. That's all fine. You can have the opinion, but do you believe? So you do not believe that they are a sovereign nation? Like you do not respect their sovereignty?
I don't respect their sovereignty. Who they get sovereignty from? I don't respect them at all. These people are stupid.
They're not getting sovereignty from anyone but their God-given right on their land.
That's their God-given right to stay with the oppressor. Is their God-given right? If they want to stay with the oppressor, let the oppressor run them. Let them. I will never. Go ahead.
If you compare South Africans to the whole of West Africa, one would say West Africans are the ones oppressed because South Africans are not leaving. West Africans are running from something all across the countries. West Africans are running from something. So
we know why.
So how can
because they have a set economy.
Hold on.
That was aided and abetted by the rest of the white world. That's how they got to where they are.
Wait. Black South Africans literally have the power. They've shown us have the power to challenge their leaders, their elected officials, and get them to do exactly.
They're not challenging no elected official. My friend, forget it. They're not challenging. Tell me who are they challenging?
This
literally
Louis,
drop out the rest of the black. No problem. I understand.
Louis, they can come out and challenge their leaders, and their leaders would bend to their will. This is not happening in West Africa.
Bro, it was planned.
This is not.
Most other African countries, they will challenge the leaders, man. They will execute you.
Louis,
come on.
In Cameroon, they will execute you quick.
Louis, in reality, the black South Africans are the freest blacks in Africa. That's just a fact.
Good.
That's why
good
people
for them.
are running there. They are the freest blacks.
Good for them. Good for
they
them.
Can speak
the
their
people
mind.
People are only running there. People only running there because of the power of the rand. That's all.
No,
okay.
Freedom.
I don't know. Louis, I think I understand you, and Louis, I think you have a good heart. Louis, I think your intention. We know your point already, man. I think you have a good intention. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see, you're coming from a angle of black love and Pan-Africanism and things like that. There's nothing wrong with having that kind of mind. But you just have to understand that. You just have to understand the kind of Pan-Africanism you are doing is a non-constructive Pan-Africanism. See, hold on, wait, hold on. Let me just get across. You see, the kind of Pan-Africanism you should be promoting is a one line between the ShopRite and Dangote, where you bring your investment, I bring my investment, and we share. That's love, brotherhood, But the one you are trying to defend and promote is you bring your liability, and in the name of Pan-Africanism, I have to accept your liability. you have your destitute coming into my country, so they should South Africa just accept all destitute from other African countries to just come into they have nothing to offer. So that's not a constructive Pan-Africanism, man. You know?
No, I hear me out. The other day I was on a panel. I think Danny's show was on, and there was a brother who kept insulting me all the time. Whatever his name, I keep forgetting. And this guy got upset with me as a Ghanaian because he was in a refugee camp in Ghana. So after 20 years, the Ghanaian government shut the refugee camp down. So ever since then, this guy been mad at Ghanaians. So I said,
was that the Liberian situation?
Yeah. So I said to the brother, look, we love Liberians, all right, but at the end of the day, you know, we cannot be refugee forever. You eventually you have to go to your own place. All right. So
that's what South Africans are telling y'all.
Yeah, no, I understand. So if the time is up, the time is up.
Hey, Louis, let me ask you a question, man. Let me ask you a question. Since you're a Pan-African and you have black love, let me ask you a question. You have I see you have a house, right? And you have family, right? And you have rooms. Okay. Let's say, okay, let me put you in a position. So let's say you have a house or home, and you have your family, kids, and then you have rooms in that house. Yeah. Let's say one of your black brother, this Pan-Africanist brother, he become a drug addict. He's on the streets. He's homeless, and he's he has all these problems. Would you say in the name of Pan-Africanism, if he asks you, say you should give him one of your rooms? You just give him your room like that? It's come to live in your house, your family, kids. Will you do that? Or will you try to look and say, hold on.
If I got a room in the garage, he can stay there for a while until he can pick himself up. But if he doesn't want to pick himself up,
drug addict?
Right. Yeah, you can recover. If you don't want to recover, you can get out.
You put a drug addict in your house with your kids?
No, put him out. Not all drug addicts are dangerous. If he's a family member, he's a drug addict, okay? Right? No, listen,
do you know he will sell all your property for drugs? Do you know he will sell all your property?
I'll throw him out. Then I'll throw him out. But brother, what I'm trying to say
exactly, that's what the South Africans are doing now. They let the brothers in, the destitute and all those people, and they begin to loot their property and things like that. And they say, I gotta go, man. That's the thing. So what's the problem here?
Listen, South Africa was the biggest crime-ridden country in the world straight after apartheid.
But Louis, what you are saying here is that because what you are saying here that is because maybe one of your sons is also having a problem with maybe, and then you're not saying at least that's your son. You have no choice but to hold on. If you are the argument you're making is that because one of your sons also has a drug problem, now you have to bring in a drug addict that's on the street because he's black. Because he's black, you have to bring him to have to your own son's drug problem to carry on your head.
No, that's not what the argument I'm making. The argument I'm making is that
that's the Pan-Africanism you're pushing now.
No, because the enemy is still there. Do you remember what happened in Zimbabwe after the independence when the farmers started trying to control the price of bread and basics? And as trouble started again with Mugabe, and the farmer said, now you're going to take the land because of one, the white people broke the agreement they signed in Lancaster with the South African government. And then Tony Blair trying to use his Jewish white friends to spin the argument that it was because of his dictatorship. That led to a second part of the war.
You know, Louis, when I listen to you, you know who you always sound like. Okay, finish.
Listen, brother. Right, the white South Africans have never given up their wish to be back in power, and this is their wish to be back in power, to make sure that the black government fails, so they can say we're gonna come back, we're gonna rescue you, and then have black Louis, say, come back, come and take power.
Louis, go ahead. That is no different than I'm sure, like the political party. It's just like this political party in Ghana as we speak can wait.
Yep.
For the downfall of Mahama, so they can replace it.
Yep.
That's
Afridamus. Don't Louis always sound like Afridamus? Don't Louis always sound like people in the here in America in the neighborhood where maybe there's a big problem in the neighborhood and we begin to try to address the problem and they start talking about white people. Like they start telling you about what white people do, and even though white people are not living in the neighborhood with us, Right. Louis, the problem is people like you are so locked into white versus black thing that you just every black problem you want to associate white. I mean,
right? Because
The migrant problem, the South Africans are dealing with their neighborhoods. It's got nothing to do. The migrants, when they move to South Africa, hold on, wait, they're not moving to white neighborhood. That's the poor. Although the rich ones, like Dangote, when they go there, of course, they'll go to the white neighborhood. Hold on, wait. Listen to me. Just allow me to talk. Listen. The African professors, investors, the rich, all those ones that go to South Africa to invest, to do things, they live in, I'm pretty sure they live in a white neighborhood or maybe rich black neighborhoods. But the ones that are the poor ones, the criminal, the one that are destitute, when they move there, they're not moving to white neighborhood, they're moving to the black. Oh no, wait, calm down. They're moving to the poor black neighborhood where those poor people already have problems. Now you're adding to their problem. And then when they now start complaining, you begin to talk about white people. The whites there are not chasing out the Dangotes and the rich ones that come there to invest. So what is white? What is it? Why is there to be white people versus black people? With you Pan-Africanists, I don't get it. That's why I stopped being Pan-Africanist, because of the kind of people that are involved. You know.
Are you aware? Are you aware that until Ghanaians and Nigerians and West Africans started going to South Africa, there was not even barber shops and hairdressing stores for black people? Do you know that?
Oh God! So that South Africa did not cross. You go with that mirror argument. There was no mirror in Kenya too, right?
Listen to me.
So Louis,
no, this is a fact. They start their own businesses.
Hold on.
There was no mirror in Kenya until FBA came there. The FBA lady came there.
Yeah. So Louis, Louis, you're telling us here, South African blacks did not know how to cut their hair, braid it until Ghanaians
came.
I'm telling you, have you seen Nelson Mandela's hair before he came out of jail? Have you seen the South African people haircut?
Okay, Louis, they no longer need your haircut. Leave. They don't need your hair service again.
No, I'm telling you,
Louis, what if I show you pictures of South African blacks? You know, as far back in the 40s, cutting hair, even white people hair.
Bro, listen.
As far back as the 40s, the black South Africans, like, have been doing this.
Bro.
We see their pictures, Louis, even before.
Listen.
Even in the
black
apartheid,
people,
we see them.
Black people who go to the black areas, they start their own businesses. They're not a burden to the blacks. The blacks are just jealous because they're successful in what they're doing. And those South Africans are lazy. They're not doing nothing, and they get mad.
Louis, have you been to South Africa? How do you confirm this? Is it based on what someone is saying on YouTube, or were you there? Did you live there?
I'll tell you why. Not only was I an activist against apartheid, I met and saw Winnie Mandela myself in Brixton. I was very close to the people who are at the forefront of the fight against apartheid. Very passionate about it. I got family members who went to South Africa who used to go on BBC programs. A very famous one named Cameron Dudu, close family friend. Don't forget, I'm also attached to politics, so I know what's happening on the ground in Zimbabwe and in thing. I know people who have rented a room to here in my father's house who went on foot from Zimbabwe to South Africa, who know the route, travel the route, and they tell me what South Africa was like, what South Africa is like. But despite all that, they like South Africa. For some reason, they liked it. Lovely. What I'm saying is that we are at a turning point.
So the South Africans are jealous of the Ghanaians. That's why they're chasing you out.
No.
That's what you said.
The South Africans think that outside of South Africa, the rest of Africa is hell. That's how they think. Unless they
forget how they think. They have to try to think what they think. We have people that think backward everywhere. You can't say Ghana. Everybody think upright. Come on now.
Right. Listen. Yes, I know. That's why these idiots are going.
Let people think the way they think. You guys always highlight the one that says something ignorant and begin to say that's the way they all think.
No.
As if everybody there is thinking like that. Come on now.
Right. Listen, we are at a turning point. Okay. The black South, okay, are now choosing to be with a white oppressor, and they don't want no other black involved. We are saying, cool. We're gonna go.
Yeah, but Louis,
we're gonna leave them alone. We're gonna leave them alone.
Louis, I don't blame them. If I were like a black South African, I'm sitting there examining this. I'm going like, So here's these Negroes. They said they kicked the white people away, and then now look at them. They all packed over here. They tell us the whites are bad, but they want to come where the
No,
whites
no, they're
are.
not.
And hold
No,
on,
they're
and
not.
they continue to see our people who are saying they would rather go die in the desert or in the water, so they can get
African
to
is
the
so, it's
white
so
man.
funny.
But the same people, if I'm a black South African, I'll be like, the
They'll
same
go to
people
UK.
that are telling me this are willing to die to go be with the white man. In fact,
With the
they
white man.
came
Louis
here.
is in UK
Yeah,
right now.
they came.
He's accusing the black South Africans of not being Pan-African because they want to be with the whites. But you in the UK, you're there with the
No.
whites. Come on now.
No. Listen, I've got 4 South African friends here in England I work with. 4 of them.
Well, the South Africans, they have the right actually to be around whites because that's what they're used to. But us in West Africa, what is our excuse? Since we are so scared of white people and we think they are evil, what is our excuse of fighting hard? Even you notice all these Pan-Africans want to go to where the whites are in South Africa. You notice when Mugabe in Zimbabwe kicked the whites out, all the foreign Pan-African is left with the whites.
No. Come on. Listen. All we have to do is keep developing West Africa and build infrastructure and industrialize. We don't need nobody.
Louis, do you know that the blacks that go to South Africa, the West African, once they become rich in South Africa, they move from the black neighborhood in South Africa, trying to move to the white neighborhood in South Africa.
Yeah, go to the white man. Listen, not for me. But anyway, that's how some people
Not
are.
for you? Louis, come on, you went to UK now. Come on, that's already proving that.
I rang one of my cousins. The other day. He was playing polo for Ghana in a white neighborhood there in South Africa. They got money, they appetite. Okay, they want to move in those circles. That's up to them. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But he has the comfort of Ghana back home. But some of our people, they think outside of Africa or outside of their country is heaven on. Good luck to them. For me,
Louis, I think a lot of problem with you black guys in the UK. Every time if you notice, like if you go to all these Pan-African, Black American Pan-Africanist channel, it's the black UKs that will come there to try to join them in those, those kumbaya crap, trying to, do that. You guys weren't thinking like this until you met this every Pan-Africanist that sell you this black stuff. When you really come here to get to know them. Most of them don't live in black neighborhood, trust me. They'll come here and be telling their people about anti-white, but they don't deal with their people. Trust me. They don't even like their people like that.
You mean like the shit?
Yeah, exactly. If they like their people, would they be teaching them to hate other people when they know that for their people to progress, you got to get along. You have to, at least, if you hate other people, keep it within yourself and be diplomatic. You can't live in a society where you are powerless and the people that are more powerful, that you are engaging in bigotry with them when you know that you still have to go to them for employment. If Tariq Nasir really like his people, will they be teaching them, point hatred, like poison their mind to hate, to be attacking white and other groups, India, everybody, knowing that the next morning they wake up to go and work for those people? So you guys are doing this Pan-Africanism, and you just, I'm sorry, man, like so toxic. If you want, you said it before, just industrialize and not this white man. Come on, man.
Well, thank you, guys. Let's do our closing statements.
You just said it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to hit on that topic as well. Why do Pan-Africans only operate from white enclaves? Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well,
that would be a good topic, Louis. What do you think?
Yeah, it would be. I've got a lot to say on that. That would be very good.
All right, guys. Anything for your closing?
Yeah, we're at the turning point now. Okay, South Africa has to choose, and if they choose to be with their white people, we're gonna leave them alone and then let them live very merrily with their white people. The rest of us, we have to wake up. We have to go back to Africa and do Smith Farm, Gambia Smith Farm. That's what we need to do. Okay, so that's the aim back home still, because there's nowhere like home. You there with a white man in America, you Afro-Dami, when the turning comes, they're going to turn on their ass and put on a Ku Klux Klan thing and be looking for your black ass. So you have to sort out Smith.
I'll be honest with you. You see this migration thing. I think this thing is something we have to they have to really take a better look at it because this thing started like maybe though it first started with the new war with European migrating to North America and South America and things, and then they introduced the whole migration system to the rest of the world when the United Nations started with the whole embassy system and everything. But the thing is, we Africans and this South, we just copied the idea without thinking and trying to analyze and make sure, hey, we know what we are doing. Because to be honest with you, man, I'm
we just
indigenous
wanted
of
a job.
Lagos, right? Hold on, calm down. Even within Africa, within before 96, before Nigeria was created, like you couldn't just leave your empire, your kingdom, or your tribe and just
Right.
mass migrate to my tribe. You understand? It wasn't like that. Like I'm an indigenous of Lagos, right? I'm from Lagos. Like we have king or the Oba of Lagos, everything. When I was growing up even my dad was like when he was growing up, like the population of Lagos was so, not so much, about 300,000 or so. Even in the 80s, I remember when I was a kid, like I didn't see that many people. We're probably population of maybe 1 million or something or less. Like, and things were so organized, and we used to practice our traditional stuff and everything. But now it's like we have the whole Nigeria just migrated to that city.
I know.
And
Banana Island was clean. How the white people left it.
now we have Makoko. This one, they just kept the whole Nigeria, all tribes, just migrated there, and just I'm like, oh my
Brother,
God.
you should come to London. You see. You won't even see white man.
But at least the
living in
British,
a
they can
certain
do
part of
something. They know how to, like control the West. They know how to do
Trust
something
me.
about it. But the Africans, I mean,
But
come on, we
Mike, you destroyed the Pan-Africans, their main source, because you know how these people try to make it seem like people were just roaming and mingling with each other in Africa. No.
no.
This traveling just started. This is a
It just started, man.
Yeah. This is a
Yeah,
new
you know
thing.
why it used to take you? It took you 3 weeks to walk from Kumasi to Accra. That's why we know migration. 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a reason why our languages were different. You couldn't speak that because when you go to the territory, you go there to trade. And when you enter their territory, the first place you go is to the kings and the chiefs to meet them. Like, okay, I'm here to sell my gari. And you let them know how long you're coming to sell your gari or your whatever you come to sell, or your yam. And you exchange, you go back to your ethnic nation. That's where Africa was, All of a sudden.
Can you imagine if these people showed up during the time of Nshaka in South Africa talking this mess? Talking all this mess.
Shaka will put them into slavery, man. Straight up, man. You say, we got a plantation there, man.
But
a lot of it has been encouraged by the whites. They've encouraged it because they need the lower class to serve them. And you are the lower class, the black people, you're the lower class. So they must have you constantly.
That's where you see yourself, man. But that's not where I see myself.
Come on, Louis. Come on.
You have a poverty mentality, man. A poor mentality. You say you're black, you're lower class. No, that's not where. Do you know I have white employees?
Yes, I work with them, but
because I became like that because I never saw myself as someone as a lower class or a race or person. So that's why I'm able to get to a point where I didn't find it amazing or like impossible to hire a white person to work for me, or So you guys have to live that mentality. And I don't think that's something. It's something you adopt from this the Western, because they're always on this FBA channel trying to unite and all this crap, and they've indoctrinated you to their mentality, slave mentality.
Have you studied sociology in the Western world? You know about
that's the problem.
What do you mean? I'm telling you facts how the world works.
Yeah, they condition you to believe blacks you are slave and white are masters.
No, but that's how they've organized the world, whether you like it or not.
Which world? Well, that's the world you choose to be organized under,
Brother, come off it, bro. You want to live in delusion? You go ahead. I don't live in delusion. White people are in charge. They run the economies. They have the knowledge. They've got the power. Okay.
Over you can. So you can do nothing. Wait. Are you saying that they hinder you from becoming anything?
No, they don't hinder me from becoming anything.
Okay, so what is your point then? So you're in charge of your destiny then?
They run the world. Okay. You could be in charge.
I don't think when you say hold on. When you say white people run the world, are you saying every white person run the world, or wait? Are you saying every white individual run the world?
No, white power structure, bro. I don't need to explain that to you.
There's no such thing as white power structure. There's power structure. America has its own power.
Okay.
Russia got its own power structure. Wait. Japan, everybody have their own. in Africa, some kingdoms have their own power structure. Countries, so everybody have their own piece of little power that they control in somewhere.
They
Like me,
don't run the world.
in my organization,
White
I have my
people
own
run the
power
world.
structure.
Hello?
My white neighbor
White
in his
people,
own company has his own
white
power
people run
structure.
the world. White people run the
No,
world, my brother.
if you want to say some, hold on. If you want to say the most
China,
powerful people are some group of, hold on, wait, Lewis. It's like saying when Barack Obama was the president of the United States, being number one, it means that
Obama was
every
never a
blacks
president.
are. Wait, calm down. What I'm trying to tell you is this: it doesn't mean every black person is now more powerful than every white person in America. It's just
No, he
one man
didn't
that's
represent black.
in the most
He was
powerful
just
position.
black.
If you're saying that some of the most powerful people in the world happen to be in his skin, white skin, it doesn't mean every white human being in the world is more powerful than every black person in the world.
I didn't say every white human being in the world.
Louis,
Go ahead.
Kwame Nkrumah would be so sad to hear you agree
No,
that
he
the
wouldn't.
white man is in charge. Listen to this.
No, he wouldn't.
Prime Minister
No, he
of Ghana
wouldn't.
in 1969
that's the
was
wrong
Kofi
video.
Busia. Surprisingly, he came to power in
Kofi
September
Busia, wrong one.
1969. Few days.
Listen. Just because they let a few of you blacks there up in the top gets to feel good, you to make the rest of you feel that you gotta hope. You think, oh, you're gonna do this. No, my friend. You gotta know your limit. Right? Let's not be silly. We gotta know your limit. Black people don't have power in this way. You got power in.
Hey, Louis, are you one of those people that believe black people can be racist because you don't have power?
Yes. You don't
can
have
be
power.
racist.
How are you gonna be racist to a white man? You don't have power. How are you gonna be racist to a white man?
Okay, so if I wake up tomorrow and begin, hold on, I got a white person that walk on them. If I wake up tomorrow and begin to call you cracker, hey, you white trash.
Thousands of Nigerians.
No. Go ahead. Sorry. Wrong.
You be out your job.
Oh wait, let me ask you a
You be
question,
out
man.
your
Wait.
job.
If I wake up tomorrow morning and go to work and my white employer walk under me, and I begin to insult his white skin and be, treating him bad and calling him white devil, white cracker, and just treat him so bad, am I being racist to him, or I'm not racist because I don't have power?
You could insult him, but you have power to be a racist to him.
But I have power over him. I'm his boss, man. I employed. Oh Lord, listen. His livelihood depends on me because I pay. Hold on, I write his check. Hold on, wait. I write his check. Calm down.
Hold on, man.
Okay, go ahead, talk.
You don't let me answer the question. Right? The white people, okay, choose exercise racism through power. Okay, power. Black people don't have power.
I just explained to you that.
Hello. We have certain amount of liberty. Right now, Dangote is a Nigerian man in a very powerful position.
Louis, you're not answering my question, man. I asked you a question about me personally.
No, I'm answering your question.
You're talking about Dangote. No, answer mine. It's a yes or no question. Am I exerting power over that white? Hold on, the white person that work under me, there is livelihood. I write his check, so he knows that I'm really in a position where without me writing his check, he won't pay his bill. So now, if I decide to start abusing that power, being racist, insulting his race, and being treating him bad because he's white, am I being racist? Am I using using my power to exercise racism? Yes or no?
No, you're trying to. No, I tell you why. Because if he goes to court, your black ass is going to be in jail quicker than you can.
Forget court, man. Am I being racist or not? It's a simple question, man. Okay, do you know that I can also sue a white person for discrimination in America?
Yeah, good luck.
What do you mean good luck? I know many white people that have made money from that. I mean, from suing for
many? 1 or 2 on your finger.
Oh, whether it's 1 or 200, it doesn't matter. The law is the law. If you get a good lawyer, you win the case.
You don't want to face reality, bro. I've accepted reality.
Oh Lord, you're stuck in this. Unfortunately, man, you need to stop hanging out with FBA, PanAfricanists, man. Those people will black your brain, man. With this.
Listen, I've discussed that with Afro-Diamonds 1 or 2 times, and the best way for Afro-Diamonds to get rid of racism is to get away from it by starting Smith Farms. Bam. End of. No one could tell him shit. Okay?
Louis, I think you and two Nigeria and all these Africa guys, they're always doing Pan-Africanism with black Americans. Just move to the United States and do it. Come here, just move here and stay away from the white America and go and live in the black neighborhood in America. And then I will believe you guys. You guys are really Pan-Africanists with the FBS. You in UK, you don't know the people you are dealing with. You'll be joining them on YouTube talking about white people or this. These people are going to treat you worse than the whites. I'm telling you. Just come to America.
Listen, do you not think I have come across black people who hate other black people? You don't think I've lived?
No, move to America. I'm
All right,
picking
guys.
black neighborhood over white neighborhood.
Listen, I will
guys.
never go to America. It's a hellhole.
Oh,
why would I want to go there? I don't want to go there. It's a slave plantation. I would never go there. That's like asking me to go to South Africa.
Me and Africa won't agree with you, man. We won't agree with you.
The greatest country on this side of heaven, and we're gonna close on that note.
All right, no, you keep it.
Thank you, guys, Mike, and good to see you guys again.
Yeah, give me notes of that show. I want to do that show. Yeah.
All right, no problem.
Africa, where you been, man? We missed your show, man.
Man, I've been busy, but I'm back, man. I'm back.
All right, man. It's good you're back. It's good you're back, man.
All right, man. All right. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one for sure. All right. Peace. Guys, thank you for joining me again. I'm glad to be, back streaming on here, and I'll be sure to bring in all the different topics. But I hope you've learned, from the topic. As you can see clearly, people have different takes. But the bottom line is the trajectory of the conversation. You can tell that the fake Pan-Africanism is dead. All that blackmail, shaming tactics, and trying to guilt trip the South Africans, blacks, it looks like it's not gonna work at all. They don't care. They want to move on. They said they want to build their country, and they want you two to build your country. So feel free to leave your comments. I would see you guys on the next one for sure. All right. I'm out. Peace.
Lend thy ears to the Afridamers. Pay attention to the Afridamers. The true Soninke warrior. Natural is his intelligence. As a true professor, solution to brainwash diseases. Sit back, relax, and hear the wisdom. Afridamers will heal your minds. Sit back, reflect, you'll find no objection. Afridamers will clear your doubts here. Always log on to the Afridamers. Lend thy ears to the Afridamers is the true